I will not be seeing Elvis this weekend. I'm freaking going to the coast. I'm going to Fort Red.
You can't see Elvis at the coast?
Be at the beach.
Yeah, right. You don't want to
I'm
waste.
Sure they don't show it at the beach.
And you don't want to waste any beach time.
No.
So
I mentioned to Cindy last night. Well, Saturday night we could always go find a theater and go see it.
True. That's right. That's not an awful idea.
Yeah, it just depends on how I feel after being on the beach.
But the bad news is Saturday night for a new movie that dropped. A lot of kids, teenagers.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I might just wait and do it, on a Saturday morning. I can go early with other days.
Yeah.
The national average, by the way, stands at $4.93 this morning. And the rising cost of gas recently is taking a bite out of the sale of lottery tickets.
Texas Lottery Commission.
Not for me, baby.
No shit.
I am going Powerball. I'm going to buy mine today for tomorrow.
Yep. My plan on the way home. Yeah, I paid $4.43 for gas yesterday.
Happy days are here again.
And that's what I told Cindy. I was like, I'm happy that it's $4.43, but it's still $4.43.
Wow.
Yeah. And the guy in front of me, man, I felt bad for him because it was all packed up at the pump. So I'm sitting there and he's in a Chevy, truck.
Yeah.
And when I get out, $105 is what he put in.
Jeez.
Yeah. Give me X's and O's, Brian.
Send a message to Spurs fans.
Good Spurs family, I'm at the draft right now. I'm ready to get to work. Go Spurs, go.
In addition to Sohan, the Spurs selected guard Maliki Branham with
Now
the 20th overall pick, and also Blake Wesley with the 25th overall pick in the draft. They later announced that they have acquired a future second-round pick and cash considerations from the Memphis Grizzlies in exchange for draft rights to Kennedy Chandler. Was drafted by the Spurs in the second round of the draft. A continuing coverage and reaction to the draft throughout the morning on San Antonio Spurs News.
Oh, we can talk about it?
Now let's get an update on business news from the Bloomberg News Desk.
Another round of job cuts is hitting Netflix, which laid off 300 more employees. That's twice as many as the company let go last month. Netflix said the latest cuts are hitting jobs across the company. Most affected workers are based in the U.S. Netflix is trying to bring its costs under control after losing 200,000 subscribers in the first quarter. Members of the rock band
Anthony Del Toro, John Arne Paulson from Norway, and John Williams, welcome in.
If that goes through, it would be one of the largest sales in music history. Overseas travelers will want to double check to make sure their flight is not canceled after Lufthansa grounded 2,200 flights. The carrier is facing a wave of coronavirus infections, which made staffing shortages worse. Lufthansa has canceled flights.
We'll talk about the picks. I'm happy.
I'm not unhappy.
Yeah.
And U.S. stock futures are pointing
Once again,
on this Friday.
in the Spurs we trust.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
They obviously know what they're doing.
Yeah, I love your Spurs tweeters. Hey, Pop, why are you? He was a sixth man. He was a backup guy at. It's like you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Come on, people.
Yeah, anybody who criticizes Pop for basketball, and actually, I know people criticize it for. Yeah.
God-given right as an American to express his views.
Yes.
That's all. Whether I agree with them or not, that's a different story.
I used to, when I first got into radio and with Charlie, I used to get, "What do you know, Chris? You're a comedian."
Yeah.
And I'd say, "All right, Bob, what do you do?"
Yeah,
He goes, "I'm a plumber."
So
All right. So can you talk politics? You're a plumber. I'm a comic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I need to be a political analyst, and so do you.
No, we're Americans. We're citizens of this country. Citizens of the great country of Texas.
And oh, by the way, Pop was an officer and a gentleman and majored in Soviet studies, and he's not just a total Yahoo.
And I've said this before. There's a lot of artists like Bruce Springsteen. I don't agree with every fucking thing he says, but I like him.
Yeah. And he's entitled to his opinion.
And when they start doing that shit at concerts, that's when I go get a beer. When he starts talking their shit, okay, that's your time. All right, see you later. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Louisa, Sam, John Arn Paulson, John Williams, Anthony, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Elvis movie day, so that's right. Uh-huh. Thank you. Thank you very much. Buy that man a Cadillac.
Yeah, today Jeremy is driving the pink Cadillac.
Excellent. Steve Duraco, and by the way, Steve Duraco got me this shirt at Graceland. This is an official Graceland shirt from Steve Duraco. Thank you, sir.
Did he take it out of Elvis's drawers?
I hope he did. Now, you'll have to define drawers.
Exactly.
But,
well, you know,
yeah.
Drawers can be whatever you want them to be.
I hope it somehow came out of the jungle room.
Oh, yeah. That's where they were doing the interview with Austin Butler and Lisa Marie.
Yeah, I did love, though. It's like every other draftee gets a long talk, and then you see him doing the walk. They cut right to commercial.
Yeah.
Well, 3 words, cut right to. Even my wife Beth said, "What? That's it?"
Yeah.
I said, yeah, "Spurs, no respect.
Nope.
They disrespect us."
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but it's the same place it was yesterday.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother trucker.
Geez, why does it take you a minute to tell me it's gonna be freaking hot?
Ask him about the Duel deal. Save even more money off the already low prices. Everything's at the website. Check it out. rnrautoglass.com. They're the best. R&R Auto Glass. As the old saying goes,
Oh, yeah.
garbage out. Your total garbage. So when it comes to your smart device, ask the agent.
Sam Tobias, the pride of HEB. What is up? Getting ready to work?
1200 WOAI on iHeartRadio.
San Antonio's first Charlie Clark.
Who?
Witness protection.
Good morning. Welcome into the 24th day of June. 1 week until the 4th of July weekend. Mr. T, along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy. We need some help from both you guys because today's that day that we love to work towards. All the planets are aligned because today is
Friday!
Oh, Friday. Give yourself a round of applause. Pat yourself on the back. Get all shook up because we made it. It is Friday. Today's the day the Elvis movie hits the very price movie multiplex. I know Jeremy, who's he's not flying, he's driving the pink Cadillac this morning.
Yes.
Is ready for the big movie tonight.
And I believe, T, that is why the planets are aligned. I believe that the celestial God said, let's line up Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Throw the moon in there because the King's movie, Elvis Presley, the King of Rock and Roll, is dropping today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And if you don't know, this will be the time about 5:40 to about 6:35. You can go outside, look to the east, and you can see the 5 planets aligned. That's Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And you can see it all the way through the end of June every morning. And if you miss it, it'll be 20 years before you can see it.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. And I was just out there in the parking lot, T, and a lot of the planets are up. I'm still waiting on Mercury and Venus. Venus will rise and then Mercury, but I already saw the moon. I saw Mars. I saw Jupiter. I saw Saturn. I love this stuff. It is so cool.
It's
It's great.
what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get more on that coming up. Right now, let's get traffic and weather. Woo, doggy.
West side of town, you have some road construction set up on Loop 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach Road. The frontage road is closed, so expect a delay. Also in the north east side of town, we have road construction reported
Tracy Bogert, what up?
between Duel Road and Loop 1604. It's causing about a 25-minute delay. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call. The traffic supply. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Vance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Sunny skies today, tomorrow, Sunday. 103 today and tomorrow, 100 on Sunday. It's 78 right now. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I think Jeremy's ready for the movie tonight. What do you think?
Jeremy has been ready for this movie for about 18 months. Jeremy Kolak, a.k.a. Young Elvis, the young Elvis of 1200 WOAI.
The best looking guy in radio. That's
I know.
what I call him, because he is the best looking guy in radio. He is the man that is playing the tunes for you today. And last night in the NBA draft, the Spurs Yeah, I did not see that coming. I don't think anybody did. But that's what we said yesterday. If you think you know what the Spurs are going to do, you do.
No. And what I like about Jeremy Sohan, first of all, he becomes my second favorite Jeremy, because Jeremy Young Elvis Kolak is my first. But he does the hair color.
Yes.
He's Rodman 2.0. He a different wacky hair. I think, and what a background this kid has.
Yes.
Born in Oklahoma, of Polish descent, goes to Britain, goes to Poland, lives around the world, and then comes back and goes to Baylor.
Goes to Baylor.
My
right down
God.
the road. And when the one interview that I did see with him, he says he's looking forward to finding some good pierogies in San Antonio. So we're going to do it. We're going to find him some good pierogies.
I like it.
Yeah, because, I mean, come on. You got to get the guy.
And we will deliver them to him at the Spurs facility.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's what the Spurs did with the first second pick. They got Malachi Branham from the Ohio State University, and then with the 25th pick, Blake Wesley from Notre Dame.
Very, very nice. And again, as you said, Tim, we don't know. We'll see how these draft picks turn out. You know, a year ago, you get Josh Primo, one of the youngest guy in the draft.
Yeah.
He looks like he's got a big upside. Not too long ago, DeJounte Murray, Devin Vassell. I mean, all of these young guards that they've gotten recently are pretty darn good.
Yeah, so it's looking good, and I have no problem with the pick, but I did not see it coming, but we said that yesterday. All right, lots to get to this morning. We've got Senate passing a bipartisan gun bill. Lots of gun bills yesterday. The Supreme Court strikes down the New York gun law, and Trump, Department of Justice official, got his home searched yesterday. And of course, the January 6th hearing happened yesterday, number 5, and I guess the next one won't be until July. All that coming up. Woo, doggy. I'm only sleeping.
Elvis Heat and Air. And right now, I'm looking for good plumbers, technicians, AC installers, and customer service folks to join our team. You don't have to have a lot of experience. We can teach you everything you need to know. We have a training center, but I can't teach someone to really care about doing the job the right way to have a service hard for the customer. You have to bring these qualities with you to the interview. Reliability, quality, honesty. If this is you, then I'm going to pay you more than average to start because happy employees make.
I would like to call Elvis.com. It's a ED 15 change your life. Peak Performance offers a revolutionary treatment called Focus Linear Compression Therapy. No needles and no downtime. Now Peak Performance for Men is offering your first complete treatment. $1,000 qualified protocol enrollment. There's never been a better time or a better deal. Predict ED. Call San Antonio's only trusted Focus Linear Compression Therapy provider today. Here we go. 410-8181. Former Bear County District Attorney Nico LaHood is your host for
So you're doing flashbacks this morning?
Yes, sir. Do we know the order?
Yeah, you will be first, Brian will be second, I will be third.
Okay. A pen would help me. Let me take a look at that. Oh.
Don't let Slick Willie
Okay. So
And I have that girl Nicole. They scheduled her again, and I don't know if she's going to call us or not. I'm going to check with them a little bit later on this morning
okay.
to find out. And she's got a good topic, so if she's going to be there, I think we'll take it.
Sure.
MNDIA on India.
Inflation is truly
Oh,
wicked.
God.
It's like the government taking money directly from your bank account. This is Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe you can fight inflation with a gold.
So yeah, for everybody in here right now, some of you, we kept this stream on Ticket 760's pages just so you'd know where to find it.
Getting Monday.
Yeah, starting Monday. It's not going to be on Ticket's pages. WOAI's Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube pages are the best places to find it.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking, where next? You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Just ahead of a quick update from Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy. It's going to be hot this weekend. Just how hot and will we cool down? We welcome in News 4 San Antonio meteorologist Jeanette Kaye. Good morning, Jeanette.
Thank you and good morning. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Weather-wise this
Oh,
morning,
look at those.
scattered clouds with temperatures in the mid-70s for the remainder
That's
of the
kinda
day.
cool.
Plenty of
Yeah, it is,
sunshine
but
and
still so sad to see those faces. Monarch Trophy right down 281.
Yeah.
This afternoon, topping out at 103 degrees. The record for the day is 102, set back in 2009. Our normal high is 93 degrees. Much of the same for your Saturday. Sunshine.
Monarch
high of
Trophy's right?
102 degrees.
Yes, Monarch Trophy.
Temperature is 103 degrees. On Sunday, we'll see a few more clouds plus a 10% rain chance.
And we now know the
High
person that got
going into
the
next week.
police chief
Big changes. It won't be as hot. Plus,
axed.
we're talking a chance
Some lady
of
lives
rain
2
to
houses
start
down
again.
from the
Monday,
school.
Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, we'll
Kim
get
Hammond is her name. She found a loophole where they could get him out of there.
Nice.
Yeah, I found the story. We'll talk
Okay.
about that coming up. But and she says, let him miss one more. Please miss another city council.
Yeah.
meeting, Please.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend, as always.
Mm.
Stay cool and stay safe. I'm meteorologist Jeanette Kaye, News 4 San Antonio.
Thanks, Jeanette. 78 degrees. Brian, what's happening?
Well, law enforcement is on high alert across the country this morning as the U.S. Supreme Court.
That's what we're going to do at 20. We're going to talk about the Supreme Court and the
New York.
abortion decision. No, the abortion decision should be out.
Oh,
today.
God, yeah,
Get
okay.
ready for
Yeah. Fasten
a
your
rough
seatbelts.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I really don't care about this fucking stuff official.
And as you've been talking, the Spurs very active last night in the NBA draft. We'll have all the details coming up at 5:30. Now check of traffic this morning.
On the west side of town on Loop 410 southbound between
Oh, I know. Where did I put that?
Road. The frontage road there is closed due to road construction, so expect delays. Also on the far east side of town, the road construction we had set up on I-10 westbound between Soul Road and Loop 1604 has been cleared. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Sean Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Sunny skies today. Highs 103, 78 right now.
Just wait in time for summer. Get started on RM3. Available only at Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Oh, love this song.
Yeah. Coming up with Fox Business News, and at 5:40, Senate passes a bipartisan gun bill. We'll break that down for you and tell you when it might hit the president's desk. But get ready for it, because today the Supreme Court decision on the abortion ruling should come down, and I expect protests across the country.
I think you are absolutely right. This has been kind of a simmering, and not just simmering. It's been a pressure cooker, and it's getting ready to blow once the decision is made, and we all pretty much know what the Supreme Court is going to do here. So you're going to have protests, and I imagine you're going to have counter protests, and I believe you're going to have people in the streets on either side of this issue being very, very loud, and hopefully nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, it's okay to protest.
Yes.
It's okay to you let your opinion be known. But if the violence happens, then that's where they cross the line, and that's where I don't like it.
And that's what scares me, T. You know, we're in a summer of a lot of gun violence.
Oh, man.
I'm hoping nobody brings their firearms to these protests. And if they do, I hope cooler heads prevail.
When you're talking abortion, it's hard to come up with a cooler head.
I know.
You got both sides of it, and both sides are very passionate
Yeah.
about their choices.
Yes.
And you mentioned, protest and counter protest. And I just look, if you say prayers, say a prayer for a peaceful protest.
Yes.
But I'm just a little concerned.
I'm
concerned.
I'm very concerned, and it is a huge story to keep an eye on later today and all weekend. Of course, we'll bring you all the latest as it occurs right here on 1200 WOAI.
Yeah, just keep it right here. Right now, here's your Fox Business News. All right, we'll go check out.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna set this camera up first. I'm gonna set our planetary alignment cam.
Hey, I couldn't see Mars, but I saw Chris. I saw Uranus.
Yeah, there you go. Very good, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, we're gonna go outside. Let me set this up.
The online review and reservation company says only about 2% of the workspaces were being used each week. Its internal surveys found 86% of its workers prefer to remain remote all the time. McDonald's
Let me do this.
Ownership rules for franchisees to keep their locations. Owners will need to go through a more stringent review every 20 years. McDonald's will.
I'm assuming you know about the planetary alignment. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, add that. I'm going to. All right. Whoops. Okay. Now there is audio there. Okay. Okay, here we go. Going out. I should take my headphones off. Now the big show is supposedly going to be 30 to 45 minutes before sunrise. Sunrise will be at about 6:35 this morning. So I am going outside. Tim is outside. Take a look at the 5 planets aligned with the moon. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. T, Tim Merryman. What do we see out here?
Not much yet.
Not much yet? Okay.
No, still too early.
Oh, I do see Venus, though.
Yes.
So Venus was, when we walked in earlier for work, Venus was not up.
Yep.
So now we got, and again, you can see the moon there. This camera is not designed to show you this stuff. So, but from what we can see, and we recommend you get outside before sunrise, Venus is currently aligned with the moon. Then on the other side of the moon is Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So we are just waiting on Mercury. What the hell is wrong with Mercury, man?
Mercury's a late riser.
Yeah.
Doesn't like to get up this early.
I can relate. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm just glad, Chris, I couldn't see Uranus.
Yeah, nobody wants to see my anus at this time of morning. Now, later in the day, it's looking quite special. Thank you very much. I'm going to walk over here and where the tree's not obscuring. This is our wonderful and palatial iHeart Media parking lot. So I'm getting a different angle away from these trees so I can get a look at. Yep. Wow. Venus, maybe the brightest of those stars, although Jupiter's really bright. I would say Venus is a little brighter than Jupiter. So if you go out and look, and Mercury will rise here maybe within the next half hour, but right now it's Venus above the horizon, then the moon, then Mars, then Jupiter, and then Saturn. And what's cool about that, and what's crazy about that, that's the order they are from the sun. That is wild. So there's Mars, and then there's Venus, of course, and then there's us, and that's where the moon is. Then there's Mars, and then there's Jupiter, and then there's Saturn. That is crazy. crazy cool. Tim Merryman, ladies and gentlemen. See, you don't normally get to join Tim for a cigarette break.
No, you don't.
Maybe we'll have to start incorporating this on the live video feed.
Yeah.
And we'll encourage our viewers to have a cigarette
I like it.
with Tim. And then once Beto O'Rourke is elected governor and marijuana becomes legal, we'll have a special segment called Have a Doobie with Tim.
Yeah, and just know that that's not enough to get Beto elected.
What? One of the
There's not-
stoners aren't
yeah, there's
aren't
not
going to
enough
show
pot.
up.
Yeah, there's not enough pot
What-
out there. Yeah.
What day's the election? It was yesterday.
Oh, damn.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
We missed it again. All right.
All right.
I'm going to go back in.
All right.
That was fun. We'll do that again. Okay, great. I hit some kind of button I shouldn't have hit. We'll do that again, and it'll actually at 6 o'clock
Yeah, you'll be able to see it.
should be The View and Mercury Rising. I think Sting had an album called Mercury Rising. So there you have it. Back in the palatial and beautiful high-tech iHeartMedia studios. You need a card key to get in. Just showing you to the people. There he is.
Hello, people.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Happy Elvis Day.
Young Elvis, Jeremy Kolak. So you're seeing the 10 o'clock?
I'm seeing out like 6.
6? That's even better.
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
I'll be there.
We'll expect a full report from you on Monday,
Full report. coming.
in between our abortion riot coverage.
Of course.
So very, very cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Anyway, you can get outside to see the stars at the top of the hour. They're going to be they're aligned, and we're still waiting on Mercury. It's very cool. Yes.
They're not stars.
Oh, planets. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
They're planets. Woo! 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 Woo!
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! All right, I'm gonna get rid of that.
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry. Enter your 20s available.
Strike and pose.
Thomas J. Henry Law has more than 2,700.
Can't touch this. What the hell is that? Oh.
Okay, this is supposed to be off. I don't know what's going on there. All right.
Your Weather Channel forecast calling for sunny and hot today. High about 100.
Freaking hot.
100 all weekend.
It's 103, Brian. Where are you getting your damn weather?
Clear, 76 degrees at News Radio 1200 WOAI. An expected ruling on abortion rights has all eyes trained on the Supreme Court today.
It also has law enforcement on high alert across the country.
Yeah, it's just
Fences
fucked up,
are
man.
already up outside the High Court in advance of planned demonstrations. The Department of Homeland Security has issued warnings about the potential for violence from people on both sides of the issue. The case in question
Okay,
before the
that's
court is one out of Mississippi that will lead
not supposed to be happening.
shows the justices ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade. That decades-old decision led to the legalization of abortion in America. I'm Mark Mayfield.
The most sweeping gun reform legislation in years is one step closer to becoming law. The Senate passing the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act with the support of 50 Democrats and 15 Republicans. Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn.
The largest investment in community-based mental health care that we've ever made in American history. As well as making our schools safe.
Cornyn says the bill is the best course of action in preventing gun violence in the future.
I think we've threaded the needle in a way that protects the right of law-abiding citizens, but tries to get at the root of the problem that produced this shooting in Uvalde and has produced similar shootings elsewhere, and I think ultimately will save lives.
The bill now heads to the House for consideration. With the school year just around the corner, Uvalde officials are still without answers to the questions surrounding last month's shooting. Uvalde Mayor Kyle McLaughlin expressing frustration this week over a lack of information from state investigators.
No, I'm contacting him every day. I don't hear a damn thing out of him.
He says that it's been a month since he received any updates from DPS. UCISD Superintendent Hal Harrell also says he has been left in the dark. A book drive for the school kids of Uvalde described as a huge success. Katie Kelsey, a
I'm doing
Uvalde
the
mother who works for
flamingo
the children's
test.
publisher, started the drive the day after last
Have you
month's
heard it?
deadly shooting.
No.
So far,
According to this,
40,000 donated
a flamingo test. If you're middle-aged and you cannot balance on one leg for 10 seconds, you have a risk of dying within 7 years.
Great.
Yes.
Texas is the center of the world when it comes to a healthy free market economy.
It's another reason why you should do yoga, which I don't do.
Yeah.
But you know, one of those poses is you lift one foot to put. You know, you do a like a sun salutation pose.
All right, let's try the other leg.
In an interview with Tesla owners in Silicon Valley, CEO Elon Musk described his new Tesla Gigafactory in Austin as a giant money furnace.
Okay.
Good.
I'm gonna live.
Very nice.
I feel like I'm doing some sort of roadside sobriety test.
Musk said both his factories
By the
in
way,
Austin
never take
and
those.
Berlin are losing
No,
millions
just say
due to
no.
supply chain issues.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Plus the
No
imbalance.
calisthenics today,
He says
people.
he expects the issue to be resolved soon, but didn't explain how.
Yeah, they pulled those Duel things off the market.
Yeah.
I did spots for them for about 2 years.
That's right. I remember those.
Yeah.
For thousands of Americans this week, their summer getaways landing them in an airport Armageddon.
Airport Armageddon. No hyperbole there.
No.
More than 2,000 flights axed just in yesterday.
The U.S. Department of Transportation says
It's Airport Armageddon.
many complaints about airline service in April compared to April of 2019 before the pandemic.
After flashback, that's a toss back to Brian, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
You are correct, sir.
Yes. And it counts.
From behind.
But $1.83 more than a year ago. The national average stands at $4.93 this
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to report back on what I paid for gas yesterday. I will report back at the last segment. $4.43. And boy, was I happy until I realized I paid $4.43.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to Sohan, the Spurs selected guard Malachi Branham with the 20th overall pick and guard Blake Wesley with the 25th overall pick in the draft. They later announced they'd also acquired a future second-round pick and cash considerations from the Memphis Grizzlies in exchange for the draft rights to Kennedy Chandler.
Remember, we didn't know anything about Emmanuel Ginobili. We knew nothing
Exactly.
about Tony Parker.
SeaWorld
So-
San Antonio has announced the death of Betty the white-sided dolphin.
No, not Betty.
Facebook page that cancer was a cause
When are we
of her
even
death.
working?
They shared
Should be a holiday.
Should be. Betty's gone.
documented animals in her species.
I would have liked it to have been black with white on the side. They call it black
Coming
Betty.
up on 5:37,
Bam Balam.
crime news from around the country. Here's Nancy Grace.
Hi, Nancy.
She loves her crime news.
She is a crime junkie. Man, I was putting in Charlie's commentaries for next week. He's got one that's 2.5 fucking minutes long.
Wow.
Man.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, and I edited as those were the days. Today was almost 5
Do you
minutes.
find yourself stuck in a
Then I have it
timeshare?
down
These
to
are
like
real
about
facts about
4.
the timeshare industry and your
Come on,
options
dude.
for cancellation.
You're killing me.
Founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court, and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900.
Traffic and weather together coming up in a
Hello,
minute,
Brian.
but first a check of your money and the world of business. We say good morning to Ed Corey live from the Bloomberg News Desk.
Yeah, Brian.
So good for the stock futures. They are looking up. Dow futures up 216. S&P futures up 30.
Yeah, well, that'll all change.
Futures up 114. Not too bad in England today. The FTSE, the FT 100 is up 1.25%. And even gold is playing along. It's up 4.25 at 1827 an ounce right now. The tech sector is pretty climb in stocks overseas, and bonds are holding as a rally continues. Economic threats still on the minds of investors. And it looks like, though, we're going to be opening higher with Dow futures still up about 219 points. Live with a Bloomberg Business Report, I'm Ed Corey on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
All right, thank you, Ed. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200 WOAI. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town on Loop 410 southbound frontage road, between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach Road, the frontage road there is closed due to road construction, so expect delays. Also in Canal County, the road construction we had set up on I-35 southbound between Watson Lane and I-35 Business Lane has been cleared. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. The 4th of July deals are heating up at Lowe's. Save up to 40% off select patio and seasonal decor so you can kick back and relax all summer. Lowe's, home to any possibility. Valid 6/23 through 7/6 while supplies last.
Good morning and happy Friday. A few scattered
Yippee-ki-yay.
morning temperatures starting off in the mid-70s for the rest of the day. Lots of sunshine and very hot. Forecast high of 103 degrees. The record for the day is currently 102 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jeanette Kaye. News for San Antonio.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Pool
Thanks,
season
Yippee.
is here, but open roles cut you underwater.
Stand by.
Woo!
Hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hector Gomez, Lucinda, good morning.
Sponsor job. Terms and conditions apply.
San Antonio's first news on this finally Friday edition. Mr. T, along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy. Up next, it is Flashback. It is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. Chris, you'll go first. Brian, you'll go second. I will take the leftovers today. Hopefully everybody studied. Well, the Senate yesterday passed a bipartisan bill to address gun violence that amounts to the first major federal gun safety legislation in decades. The vote, 65-33, 15 Republicans joining the Democrats to support the measure. In the measure, Chris, the bill boosts federal background check requirements for gun buyers under the age of 21. No problem.
Yeah.
Sure.
Check.
Yep. Blocks gun sales to people convicted of domestic abuse within the last 5 years.
Major check. I agree with that.
And it offers funding for states to set up red flag laws, which will let judges take guns away from people deemed threats to themselves or others. Now, I understand the red flag law, but I just hope that due process is allowed.
And that is part of the American system, and we have to ensure that this is done fairly and there is due process. But as we know, like this kid in Uvalde, for a year, there were big time warning signs that he could have been a problem. If you can get guns out of the hands of people who are really have some problems, then that's a good thing. And what I love about this legislation, responsible gun owners have nothing to worry about. Responsible citizens, responsible gun owners, you're fine. Nobody's messing with you at all.
Now, a close to party line vote is expected in the House, and if it passes there, which most likely it will, President Biden said he will sign it. Now, this bill passed just hours after the Supreme Court struck down a rule in New York that requires gun owners to have proper cause to get a concealed carry permit. But from what I understand in that one, they can still limit the places you can take a gun.
Yes, and those currently include courthouses, voting precincts, schools. Yeah, so
hospitals.
Yes.
Another one.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's fine. And I guess
the law in New York used to be you have to demonstrate to a judge you have a need for security. And it might, especially in New York City and probably across the state, certainly in Buffalo, you've got a need for security anywhere you go. So if you can be a responsible gun owner and carry, it's probably a good idea in New York.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering because I know right now it doesn't specifically say you can't, carry a gun on a subway. but I would think public transportation of any kind would be a place you couldn't.
Well, but subways are so prevalent in New York. How do you possibly? Because everybody, how are you going to travel from point to point and not use the subway? And you want to take your weapon with you?
Exactly. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And that's something they have to work out. But as far as the bipartisan gun bill, I think it passes today. I think the president signs it and it's done.
I think there's a major appetite for it to pass, and I agree with you. In fact, I did hear one report where Biden said, if he's happy with it, he'll sign it as quickly as it shows up on his desk. Yeah.
So hopefully that'll be done. And then once again, all eyes on the Supreme Court today because the abortion ruling expected sometime today, and all law enforcement is on alert across the country as they should be because we know there will be protests.
And I think wherever you plan to go this weekend, specifically, we're in San Antonio, probably downtown around City Hall, probably in front of the Alamo. Just be very aware of what's going on wherever you plan to travel, wherever you may be, because there's probably going to be major protests happening.
Yeah, and that's your right. This is America. You have the right to do that. Let's just keep them peaceful. That's all I ask. That's all I pray for. Just keep them peaceful.
I'm with you.
All right, Flashback is next, and it is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet.
Imagine if you could sell your house the moment you got your dream
Okay, that was
job halfway
painless.
across the country.
Yeah.
Opendoor makes that a possibility.
Make sure I'm charging my phone for our planetary cam at the top of the hour.
It's Uranus Cam.
I can name it Uranus Cam. Although Uranus is not one of the planets.
I know.
Unless I add Uranus to
Good.
climb up on the roof.
Hey, look.
Hey, man. Woo! We got either 6 planets or 2 moons. However you want to look at it.
Are you a one drinker at all?
Not really. My wife is.
So is mine.
Yeah.
I every now and then with with pasta.
Yeah.
Every now and then. But
She drinks the wine. I drink the beer.
It puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like liquid Quaalude.
Yeah.
Well, get ready. If you take her out, you might want to watch this because there is a movement. Usually a glass of wine is 5 ounces.
Yeah.
But with everything that's going on, they're shorting you. It's only 4 ounces.
Those bastards.
So they can get an extra glass out of each bottle.
Those bastards.
And of course, if you catch them on it, they will give you a little extra pour and act like it was a mistake, but it is not a mistake.
Wow.
Yeah. They're hoping you won't notice. That's shrinkflation at its worst.
Shrinkflation.
Same thing as food bank, man.
But I do prefer shrinkflation to shrinkage. I'm just saying.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that water was cold, Jerry.
Give me shrinkflation before you
That
give me
water was
shrinkage.
cold, Jerry. It was cold. And
All right, so this is me.
Front cell Kim Commando.
Okay.
You don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing.
I love a parade. The beat of the band.
That's 800-215-6818.
This is the month to get a new
So
Kia
I
from
paid
World Car Kia. Experience the
13 cents under the average in Bear County yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
And where'd you buy it?
HEB at Goliad and 37.
Wow.
Southeast Military in Goliad.
Okay.
It's not right on my way home. It was one of the first. I passed by 3 HEBs on my way home. That's the second one. The third
Yeah.
one. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to go in there because I didn't feel like going into Floresville. So I pulled in there, and then I was like, oh, crap.
Kia, World Car Kia.
Hi everyone, it's Andy Everett. With inflation hurting us all, AAA Auger Farm Services is here to help. Through June, AAA Auger is offering everybody who visits at 10%
Well,
off.
that means spend the gas tax, people.
Up to $200. Everyone's prices are going up, so AAA Auger is taking their stand. Save 10% on any plumbing service with savings up to $200 through June. Visit AAA-Auger.com or call.
So you're not doing anything this weekend, right?
AAA Auger providing Texans with
Chilling out.
Not till Monday night, Brian Cox, but yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
At the Majestic, right?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Me too.
One of my favorites. I saw Little Feet there back when I was working at KZEP.
Yeah.
It was so funny because the guitar player was playing, just staring up at the ceiling, man. Well, he walks up to the microphone and he goes, "This place is fucking beautiful, man."
That's great.
It was really good. Yeah, he couldn't stop staring.
What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post
Chris,
a job on ZipRecruiter
stand by.
Here we go.
candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Record inflation out of control. Illegal immigration.
The cartels are winning.
Soaring gas prices.
$5 a gallon.
Keep up with
The
what's
hell?
unhinged crime.
Matra?
Come back a few more times today. Use Radio 1200. WOAI.
As the planets are aligned on the eastern horizon this morning, it's San Antonio's First News. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy, and of course, young Elvis, Jeremy Kolak, is your Soundscape stylist. He just wants to be your teddy bear. Coming up, it is Kim Commando's Daily Tech Update. Don't forget your first Charlie Parker commentary of the morning coming up in the next half hour. But right now, let's go back in time. Time for Flashback, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet.
Oh. Man. Ooh. Man.
Tim says, I go first. I've got absolutely no idea, but I like the number 13. Give me 2013. Brian, what say you? Brian's going 14. Tim, that'll leave you 2012. What was it? What year was it in Flashback?
Yeah, I've never heard this song.
Brian Gann, the boss man, Brian Gann. Very impressive, sir. That was brought to you by, and Brian Gann does it all. Right now, he's got the headlines coming up.
I believe, Brian, you are the winner this week. You get all the marbles. Yeah, he's won 3 out of 5.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice to let the boss man handle.
Yeah,
You know,
always,
sorry.
always a good idea.
Yeah, I set out that one because, you gotta let Brian win.
Yeah.
I gotta find a bag of marbles so we can do a little ceremony.
Yeah, you get all the marbles.
Yeah, a little ceremony.
Yeah.
You're all the marbles, Brian.
Okay. Top of the hour, we're going outside.
Thank you, Mount County. We have an accident on I-35 northbound at Watson Lane. It's causing about a 10-minute delay.
She moved it back.
Going to see any traffic
She put it back in the right spot.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
It's about friggin' time.
Yeah, I shouldn't miss any today because I feel good. Got the stroke going.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Fall season is here.
Yeah, but you've had that stroke going since like middle school. You've had that stroke going since middle school, pretty much.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lots of practice, Chris.
Yes.
Thought I was going to go blind there for a little while.
Working and practicing.
Sunny skies today, tomorrow, Sunday. Today and tomorrow, highs 103, and on Sunday, 100. It is 78 right now. Coming right up, your Kim Commando Daily Tech Update. Coming up in the next hour, Charlie Parker's commentary at 6:25 tomorrow, the 25th anniversary of the, or 23rd anniversary of the first Spurs championship. He's got all the details coming up. And we talked about gas prices yesterday. Mentioned yesterday was a day I was going out searching for gas. Well, right now, the national average is $4.92. It's gone down a little bit.
Good.
The Texas average is $4.58, and in Bexar County, it's $4.56. I paid $4.43 and was celebrating until I realized I still paid $4.43.
It beats $5.
Yes. And I felt so bad because it was real packed at the gas station, and there was a truck in front of me, so I pulled in behind him. So I figured I'll wait. When he left, go up there, he paid $105 to fill up his truck.
Oh, man.
And I'm thinking, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
I was just unhappy that I had to spend $40, but hey, it was $4.43, and I was happy.
See? It's the little things.
It's that psychological thing. That
Yeah.
I'm pulling one over because the Bexar County average is $4.56, and I got it for $4.43. Don't tell anybody.
Beat the average. Beat the average.
And I don't know if you're a wine drinker or not, but if you are, get ready for this because it sounds like this is happening a lot. The standard pour has always been 5 ounces when you order a glass of wine, which gives you about 5 glasses per bottle. But a new report says more and more places are skimping to save money doing 4-ounce pours to get 6 glasses out of a bottle. Now, if you call them out on it, they might pour you a little extra and act like it's a mistake. But what they're hoping is that you won't notice.
We got to bring measuring cups to the restaurant now. We talked about shrinkflation. This is shrinkflation hitting our adult beverages now.
And that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If a pour is 5 ounces, it must be 5 ounces when I order.
Agree.
I don't drink a lot of wine, but my wife does.
Same here.
I will be watching this when we go out.
As you should, as a gentleman, as a chivalrous gentleman.
Yeah, I'll ask, is that 4 or 5 ounces in that glass, ma'am?
Because I got a measuring cup right here.
All right, coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, Charlie Parker's commentary. Those were the days. And, of course, another Kim Commando digital life hack coming up. But right now, here's your daily tech update from Kim.
If you're headed to a car
I
dealership
forgot to
this
listen to
weekend,
it.
All right, we're going to go outside and look at the stars.
coming from none other than Elon Musk himself. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by CarShield. Protect your car from expensive repairs. Visit carshield.com/Kim and save 10%. A deductible may apply. It's not often you hear the head of any auto manufacturing company speak of their own cars in anything but glowing terms. That's why the world's most eccentric billionaire attracted attention this past week when he called Tesla.
Okay, I'm going to.
Those were his exact words. Factories are losing billions of dollars because of global supply chain disruptions and battery manufacturing problems.
Audio. Yes, it is. All right. We are going outside. All the planets should be above the horizon now. Mercury, the final planet we've been waiting on. Now is about the best time to see the 5 planets aligned. That's where I'm heading. Keith, you're on candid camera. Congratulations. All right, here we go. Whoa! It's getting a little brighter there on the eastern horizon. Okay, I see the moon. I see Venus, the last one we're waiting for. And again, this is not designed. You got to go out and check it out for yourself. There's the moon. That's it. That's as good as this camera gets, which is not so good. But the last planet to rise this morning will be. Do we see Mercury? I see Venus. I do not see Mercury yet. We are waiting on Mercury. We've got Venus above the horizon, then we've got the moon, then we've got Mars, then Jupiter, and then Saturn. But no Mercury yet. That ain't right. Now, Keith had a good idea. Get up on the roof and you might see Mercury. So you can see the horizon is starting to light up there as we get ready for sunrise. Sunrise about 6:35. Mr. T, any thoughts as we wait on Mercury?
Just where the hell is Mercury?
Yeah, good question.
It's a late riser, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it's a late riser.
pretty cool though.
Gorgeous sky, though.
I'm digging it.
Big, gorgeous sky.
Yeah, we didn't get cloud cover, so we got a shot at it.
I like it.
Do we have critters? 2 raccoons. I saw the fox the other morning.
There they're going over to the lot.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, okay. You got good eyes, man. I wouldn't have seen that unless you pointed them out to me.
Yeah, those are raccoons. You can tell by the way they're running. Pretty good sized raccoons.
My God, yeah, from this distance.
Oh God, last thing we need, ran into one about the satellite show the other night. Yeah.
So if you're watching this, if you get outside, maybe within the next 10 minutes. See, the bad news is, as the sun comes up, that's going to obscure Mercury, certainly, because Mercury's not as bright as
They
Venus.
said Mercury was going to be the hardest one to see,
Okay.
but you should still be able to see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's cool. And this will be visible until when?
The 30th.
The
All the way
30th.
through the end of June.
So if you don't see it this morning,
You have until Thursday.
you got more time.
You have until Thursday.
That was cool. I like that stuff.
It's not a total eclipse of the heart, but hey.
No, Bonnie Tyler, ladies. However, it will be on April 8th, 2024. Center line over Kerrville. Yeah. Woo! Hello, sun.
Let me go rock and roll.
WOAI, San Antonio, and iHeartRadio City. Gun legislation passes in the Senate. Good morning, I'm Brian Gann.
Yeah.
WOAI traffic check.
Hey, the Jimi Hendrix edition. Hey, hello, everybody.
Southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and
We're going to talk about the planets coming up here.
Oh, cool.
So expect delays. In Comal County, we have an accident reported on I-35 northbound at Watson Lane. It's causing about a 10-minute delay. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number's 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nancy.
Southern Night.
WOAI.
Your Weather Channel forecast calling for another hot day today. Will be around 100, 77
Man,
now.
it's gonna be one of
and
those
it's
things, Brian.
radio
Where you get your
1200
fucking weather from?
WOAI. Law enforcement is on high alert across the country at this hour as the U.S. Supreme Court appears to be on the verge of issuing that abortion rights ruling later today. Fences are already up outside the High Court in advance of the planned demonstrations. The case in question before the court is one out of Mississippi that a leaked draft opinion earlier showed that justices had ruled to overturn Roe v. Wade. We'll, of course, continue to monitor and have live coverage throughout the day. U.S. Senate is advancing bipartisan gun safety legislation. Mark Mayfield reports.
The bill passed by a vote of 65 to 33, which puts it on its way now to the House. All 50 Democratic members voted to pass it, along with 15 Republicans. The bill includes increased background check measures and more funding for mental health, school safety, and crisis intervention programs. It marks the most significant new gun violence legislation from the federal government in nearly 3 decades. Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said previously that she will swiftly bring it to the floor so that it will be sent to President Biden's desk. I'm Mark Mayfield.
With the school year just around the corner, Valley officials are still without answers to some questions surrounding last month's shooting.
Powered by the determination to make
Uvalde Mayor Tom McLaughlin expressing frustration over a lack of information from state investigators.
No, I'm contacting him every day. I don't give a damn thing.
He says it's been months since he received any updates from DPS. UCISD Superintendent Hal Harrell also said he's been left in the dark. Experts say it's hard for the district to make any meaningful safety changes without knowing exactly what happened that day. Joy Burnett, News Radio 1200
Stephanie, good morning.
The school district in Seguin now is suspending It did that all following the Uvalde shootings. The district plans to schedule more meetings and take tests with proposals and community input to the Board of Trustees for approval. Well, we heard lots about inflation and a possible recession, but so far the Texas economy is faring pretty well. There's Michael Board.
Well, nationally, there's talk of a recession thanks to rising interest rates and consumer confidence slipping. Texas business leaders say our state is booming.
Jetpack guys back.
Yeah.
We have a very strong infrastructure. We have more tier 1 universities than any state in the country now.
Glenn Hamer, who heads the Texas Association of Business, says he's seeing job creation across the state. More than 74,000 jobs were added last month alone. The heavy machinery company Caterpillar moved their headquarters to Dallas. Hamer expects more of that will come. Michael Board, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
AAA's Texas Weekend Gas Watch says the statewide average gas price here in the state is $4.59 a gallon this morning for regular
Where are you getting your information
That price
from,
is
Brian?
down 9 cents from a week ago.
$4.56.
It is $1.83 more than a year ago. The rising cost of gas is taking a bite out of sales of lottery tickets. Nikki Courtney reports.
Texas Lottery Commission Executive Director Gary Grease says a lot of lottery tickets are sold at convenience stores that sell gas.
Good morning, Beth.
They have a choice they have to make with their discretionary dollars about putting money in their tank versus purchasing.
Beth, you just missed our planetary alignment cam. T and I went outside looking at the stars, well, the planets and the moon. Well, there were stars up there. Very cool. Amber says God is talking to us in the sky this morning. What a beautiful sight. Very cool.
Sohan's a 6'9" forward and was a Big 12 Big 12 Six-Man of the Year last year. After being drafted, he talked about how excited he was to be joining the Spurs.
I want to tell you guys that I'm going to bring energy every day. I'm going to really compete and bring a lot to the table, and I can't wait. We're going to have fun.
In addition to Sohan, the Spurs selected guard Malachi Branham with the 20th overall pick and guard Blake Wesley with the 25th overall in the draft. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, there are plenty of activities going on throughout the San Antonio area. Our Jenny James has details from her entertainment desk.
There's quite a few things that you can do this weekend. Marlon Wayans will be at the Aztec Theater. He's going to be performing Saturday night. Tonight, though, Don McLean is at the Tobin Center for the Performing Arts. And 5 Seconds of Summer is at the Moody Amphitheater in Austin. This evening, enjoy Dignity Hill Pride with local artisans, music, food, drinks. It's all from 5 to 8. It's family and pet friendly. Saturday, VFW 76, the oldest VFW post in Texas, is celebrating its 100th birthday. That's going to start at 6 p.m. Also, Robert Earl Teen performing at the Whitewater Amphitheater at 8. All you brides.
Hey, Mark, it's Tim at WOAI in San Antonio. How are you?
San Antonio Bridal Extravaganza.
I'm doing fine. Can you check something for me? Can you tell me if we do have Nicole Wilson today at 9:10 Eastern?
And maybe the backyard with a sprinkler because it's going to be hot. I'm Jenny James from Q1019 for News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Thank you, Jenny. Another check of traffic and weather together. More San Antonio's first news coming up. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Next up on that, we have Levon from Seguin Chevrolet. There's the pitch. He hits it. Long drive.
That video didn't get posted there, did it? Outside?
We haven't posted it. No, it's in the stream.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Now, just curious because I was going to bring up the fact that we went outside and checked it out. Just wanted to say,
Yeah, and if you were watching the live video stream, you went with us.
Perfect. Great, man. All right, nice. All right, so we do have Nicole. Which is fine, because we're talking about punishment for leaking that draft.
Okay.
So that'll work. Okay. We'll keep her.
including live music, raffles, and more at the new Panel Health Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio. We look forward to seeing you at our full medical center on Saturday, June 25th. Call us for more information at 210-460-0394. See you soon.
Finding stylish and affordable new vehicles is easy. You just need to see World Car Kia. 2022 Kia Tellurides, 2022 Sportages, 2022 Sorrentos, 2022 Souls, and more are at World Car Kia. Trade now. You'll get all the money for it and can get your new Kia and save. Plus, every new vehicle comes with World Car's lifetime warranty and lifetime roadside assistance. Visit any of our stores in San Antonio or New Braunfels. Kia. World Car Kia.
News Radio 1200, WOAI, and iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
Welcome into a finally Friday edition of San Antonio's First News. Mr. T, along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy, and Jeremy, the best-looking guy in radio, is driving the pink Cadillac this morning. He's getting ready for the Elvis movie. He's going to go see it tonight and report back to us on Monday. He's going to give us a review on Monday. Coming up this half hour, Charlie Parker's commentary tomorrow, the 23rd anniversary of the Spurs' first championship. He'll give us the details as only Charlie can do. That's coming up at about 6:25. And at 6:40, we'll talk more about the Senate passing the Bipartisan Gun Bill. Those were the days, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet around 6:48ish. And your Kim Commando digital life hack. If you've ever wondered what encryption means, she's going to explain it to us this morning. Right now, let's get traffic and weather.
The west side of town, we have road construction on Loop 410 southbound Frontage Road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach. The Frontage Road is closed, so expect delays. In Converse, we have an accident reported on I-10 westbound at Woodlands Parkway. And in Canal County, with a major accident involving a jackknife 18-wheeler that has the highway shut down. I-35 northbound between Watson Lane and FM 1102 is closed, causing about a 40-minute delay. I'm Donna Mance, Speak Radio 1200 WO.
Sunny skies today, tomorrow, Sunday. Highs 103 today and tomorrow, 100 on Sunday. 77 degrees.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh. Viva Las Vegas!
Woo! Jeremy's getting us all pumped up for the movie that opens tonight. So during the top of the hour, Chris and myself went outside to check out the planet alignment. That is the coolest thing ever.
It's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got right now Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn all aligned. The moon is right now, the little crescent moon is between Venus and Mars. It is awesome.
Yeah, I love stuff like this. It's a beautiful sky. First thing got this morning, and then to be able no cloud cover, so we got a pretty good view of it. Mercury's being a little Mercury-ish.
It's being a little. It's taking its time coming up over the horizon. What is it? We did not at the top of the hour. We did not yet see Mercury.
No, and from what I understand, Mercury was going to be the hardest one to see, but yet it will still be visible. I just think that Mercury's just a late rider. That's just how I feel on that, because why else wouldn't it be out there with all his other buddies?
Now, someone is telling us on the live video feed. By the way, we took the live video feed with us outside.
Yes.
So if you were on the live video feed with us, you went outside with us to look at the planetary alignment. But Chris Suchan, the meteorologist at News 4, he says your best shot at seeing Mercury and all the planets about 6:30 this morning. We're about 6:12 right now. And then the sun rises in San Antonio about 6:35. So that's the issue. Mercury's kind of faint.
Yes.
And once that sun rises, you're not going to see Mercury as well.
But you'll be able to see this until the 30th, until this coming
True.
Thursday. So you got every morning to get a better look at, and I think some days work more visible than other days.
Yes.
Now, how can somebody watch this feed if they want to?
If you want to watch our live video feed, either go to WOAI's Facebook page, 1200 WOAI's Facebook page, 1200 WOAI's Twitter page, and by next week we'll have it up and running on 1200 WOAI's YouTube page.
Okay. All right. So once again, you want to see what Chris looks like, that's the best way to do it.
It's not pretty this hour. Not pretty this time of morning.
I think all the cameras should be focused on Jeremy.
Yes.
Best looking guy in radio.
He is young Elvis in a pink Cadillac. We're talking to the engineers. I'm not making that up. We're talking to the engineers to get a camera in there so you can see Jeremy. And once we do that, all the ladies are going to be tuning in.
They'll all be tuning in to check out Jeremy because he is a good looking young man.
Yes, he is.
I'm saying he's the best looking guy in radio.
But he may be taken, as we documented last week.
Yes.
He may be off the market.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Because that'll keep him, focused on the show.
True.
You don't need him out Tomcat and everything.
Exactly.
Because, the guy drives a nice car. He's good looking. I mean, he's got everything going for him. He's going to see Elvis tonight.
6 o'clock showing, he told me. I thought he was going at the 10 o'clock. He's going to the 6 o'clock, but you want to go sooner. That way you don't fall asleep at the end. You see it. It's over by like 8:30. You can talk about it for the rest of the night and post about it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Coming up, lots of things to get to this morning. I know that the security is ramping up across the country. We'll talk about that coming up next.
News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Actually, I lied. But don't have enough time to talk about that. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh no, we're going to come having scores of cash today.
Nobody would be okay with the government withdrawing money from their bank account without permission. In fact, such a situation would cause nationwide.
Viva!
So why are
Las Vegas?
That was my other choice, but I think we did right with the Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah, it's
very recognizable, very Elvis.
Yeah.
Elvis-ish.
But there is a way to fight it. My friends at Birch Gold Group can help you diversify.
Yeah, I'm blowing off the New York gun bill to talk about the Supreme Court decision expected today and security up.
I think every hour to
I guess
talk
I was
about that
praying
makes
for it
sense.
When I did this morning, I didn't think about it until I walked in here and went, shit. So that's what we're going to do.
Well, and again, this is
This morning, problem half asleep sometimes.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it. I didn't put it under the top 3. So I'm sure Brian will chastise me later about that. But that's okay. I look forward to a good chastising.
And we talked about it extensively.
Yeah. If you can chastise me on a Friday, I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. Not any other day of the week.
Right.
So, you know.
Inside the Freeman Coliseum, live music before the game. First 500 people in the door get a free noisemaker. San Antonio Gunslingers games are affordable family fun. For this Saturday night, you get the San Antonio 6-pack. You get 3 for free. That's 6 tickets for only $60. Saturday night, 7 o'clock, Freeman Coliseum. Let's pack the house and get noisy and show why we deserve professional football in San Antonio. Get your tickets to the coolest game in town. Call 210-298-6900 or go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com. Professional football in San Antonio, Saturday night at Freeman Coliseum.
Hi, it's Drew Pearson from the friend.
Hey, it's Drew.
Hey, Drew.
You ever have a great connection? You could be part of a great connection too. Connecting WellMed's high-quality healthcare with the highest-rated Medicare Advantage plan helps you focus on staying healthy. Call 210-436-6005 or visit WellMedHealthcare.com/connect.
Drew Pearson is a paid spokesperson. Other plans are accepted. For full enrollment details, visit Medicare.gov.
Hi, everyone. It's Andy Everett. With inflation hurting us all, AAA Auger Plumbing Services is here to help. Through June, AAA Auger is offering everybody who mentions his 10% off any plumbing service with savings up to $200. Everyone's prices are going up, so AAA Auger is taking theirs down. Save 10% on any plumbing service with savings up to $200 through June. Visit AAA.auger.com or call 222-8437. AAA Auger, providing Texans with reliable and professional plumbing services for more than 60 years. License M37445.
Life
Let's go.
is practice,
Come on, son, hustle. Pick it up.
poker night,
Hey, anybody want another beer?
and vacations. Life is also news, weather, and traffic. Things that impact life.
Well, my kid's practice can be canceled if the weather's bad.
Because I'd rather be home hanging out with a family than sitting in traffic all night.
News Radio 1200, WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together on this finally Friday edition of San Antonio's First News. Coming up at 9:30 this morning, your first of 9 chances to win $1,000. It's our inflation vacation cash contest. It's pretty simple. Charlie will give you a word. He'll spell that word for you. Then you go to WOAI.com. You submit that word. Each hour, we will give away $1,000 from 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. So your first chance coming up at 9:30 this morning. Up next, the country is on high alert, expecting a decision from the Supreme Court today on abortion. Brian, what else is going on?
Well, that is one of our top stories we're following this morning. We'll, of course, have updates as the day goes on. The most sweeping gun reform legislation in nearly 30 years, one step closer to becoming law after passing in the Senate last night. And here in Texas, House Democratic Caucus is calling for new gun reform measures and calling on the governor to call for a special session. But details at 6:30. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, you broke construction on 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway.
I got to jump out about 24 because 2 minutes on the commentary and another 4-minute break. So,
Wow.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's fine. Gives us one more minute to take one more shot at the
We should be out there before
alignment.
before the sun
Yeah.
comes completely up.
This report is sponsored by Pearl's Olives in the Sunny Yellow Jar.
Hi, it's Martha Quinn.
BJ, Martha Quinn here. Pearl's Specialties Olives are bursting with flavor and have the perfect Mediterranean twist to everyday meals and snacks. Rock your recipes with Pearl's Specialties Olives. For quality you can trust, look for the Sunny Yellow Jar at your local Walmart.
Lots of sunshine today, tomorrow, Sunday. Today and tomorrow highs forecast 103. On Sunday, highs 100. It's 77 right now.
You can have someone else remodel your home, but then you'd have to live in it. Call KM Builders at 680-KMCO.
Coming right up, Kelly Parker's commentary tomorrow, the 23rd anniversary of the 1999 Spurs first championship. He's got details as only Charlie can deliver them coming right up. Coming up at 6:48ish, those were the days, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet, and of course your Kin Commando digital life hacks. She's going to explain what encryption is. So if you wanted to know, stick around. All right, so an expected ruling on abortion rights has all eyes trained on the Supreme Court. It also has law enforcement on high alert across the country. They've already put fences up around the high court in advance of these planned demonstrations.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's going to happen.
Well, and obviously the Supreme Court will be the epicenter. There's going to be a lot of demonstrating there, we would expect. But as you pointed out, T, law enforcement across the country is prepared. I know it's a completely different issue, but I would say think back to the protests after the George Floyd incident. They were all over the country, including here in San Antonio. And there was actually damage in San Antonio, some storefronts damaged by protesters. So whatever weekend plans you're making, I would say keep checking in with us right here at 1200 WOAI, because wherever you are, especially if it's in a city, there could be some protests wherever you are.
Yeah, and we'll have an update at 8:40 with White House correspondent John Decker. Will let us know what's going on, and we'll be closer to the, I'm sure, release by then. And also the Department of Homeland Security has issued warnings about the potential for extremist violence from people on both sides of the issue. And think about this, abortion clinics are also taking steps to beef up their security as our local and state governments. We just have to. And if you remember, the case in question is the one out of Mississippi that leaked draft opinion shows the justices ruled to overturn Roe v. Wade. And coming up at 8:10, national correspondent Nicole Wilson will talk about what will be done to the person if they can ever figure out who leaked that memo. We got all that covered for you this morning. And once again, if you're going to go out and protest, just be peaceful. It's your right.
And tensions are so high, though, T, and I think about these what I feel are inevitable protests coming once this decision comes down from the Supreme Court. So you combine that with what we've witnessed the last several weeks, a lot of gun violence in America, not just in Uvalde, not just in Buffalo, but as we've said, it seems almost every morning we come in here and there have been shootings and mass shootings. That's what really concerns me. There are such polarized positions and there's such anger on both sides here. I just hope people are very, very safe and very careful.
And it's passion on both sides. Both sides of this issue are very passionate about their beliefs, and that's fine. That's what this country was founded on. But do it peacefully. We don't need any more violence. Remember, I'm done. It's summertime. It's time to relax, have some fun.
Yeah, but and again, we pray that these will be peaceful protests if indeed they happen. But especially if you're anywhere near any of these protests, I would say be very, very vigilant. You just don't know. And as we've talked about, especially since Buffalo and Uvalde several weeks ago, no matter where you go these days, whether it's a grocery store, whether it's school, whether it's a church, whether it's a mall. And we talked about the drive-by shooting here on the South Side a few days ago. But yeah, so you're not safe anywhere. And certainly tensions will be higher, maybe highest at a protest like this.
Yes, and it's very alarming, concerning. And keep it right here on News Radio 1200 WOAI all weekend long, all the time. Every day you should have it on 1200 WOAI, but we will have all the reaction, and when the decision comes down, we'll have that for you as well. But just keep it right here and we'll keep you informed. Right now, though, here's Charlie.
All right, we're going to go out and look one more time at the planetary alignment, which of course means our planetary alignment cam.
Uranus King. Gerard King, Will Purdue, David Robinson, and Malik Rose made up the Spurs roster. Now the 98-99.
Let me make sure. Check. Okay, here we go. Going outside. Now sunrise is set for 6:35. So here is kind of that moment before actual sunrise when we should have an opportunity. We were out here earlier at the top of the hour and we saw all the planets except for Mercury, which is the last one to rise over the horizon. So here we go, going outside. What do we got? They're harder to see. Even Venus is harder to see. Got quite bright since last time we were out here. Now, again, this camera is not designed for any of this kind of photography. There's the moon. That's all you'll see on this camera. But we can still see Venus and off the horizon as they rise. And by the way, if you didn't see this morning, it'll be visible until and through June 30th. But yeah, it is so bright on the horizon, and that is where Mercury is rising. So we're not going to see Mercury. At least I'm not seeing it right now. But I got Venus barely. I got the moon, and then those other planets now. The sky is getting so bright. They're very difficult to see. I can see Jupiter. The two brightest stars were Venus and Jupiter. Planets, exactly. But it was very, very cool. When it was darker and we were out here earlier, when it was darker, it was really, really nice. But did not see Mercury this morning. Our bottom of the hour Tim Merryman smoking break is brought to you by Duel Vaping. Duel vaping cigarettes.
Yeah, Duel. My friends at Duel.
Wouldn't the singer-songwriter Duel have been a great
You would think that she would have
spokesperson
been
for
the
Duel?
spokesperson for them. Yes.
She'd have been singing songs with her guitar and vaping. It would have been beautiful.
She could have been playing her guitar with a Jewel.
Be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice.
All right then.
Woo! All right. I'm going back in. We're back on board here. About Brian's doing the headlines, so at about 6:40, we'll be back. The beautiful interior here at iHeartMedia.
Why Plus, it's temperature balancing, so you stay cool. It's even smart enough to know exactly how long, how well, and when you sweat, and to help you get almost 30 minutes more restful sleep.
Yeah, man. Well, as you know by now, we were looking east. It's, you know, Mercury rising to the east, and then it goes upward. It went Mercury, Venus, then the moon, then Mars, then Jupiter, and then Saturn, which is what's interesting about that. That is the actual alignment of those planets from the sun, which is kind of cool.
You don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. 800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Brian Gann's got the headlines coming right up here. Here comes Brian.
WOAI, San Antonio, and iHeartRadio. New gun legislation passed to the Senate. We'll have details coming up. I'm Brian Gann with our top stories in traffic and weather together. From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, we have road construction on Loop 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach. The frontage road is closed, so expect delays. In Converse, we have an accident reported on I-10 westbound at Woodlake Parkway. And in Comal County, we have a major accident working on I-35 northbound between Watson Lane and FM 1102. The main lanes are closed. This is causing about a 40-minute delay. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Pearl's Olives in the Sunny Yellow Jar.
Original MTV VJ Martha Quinn here. Pearl's Specialties Olives are bursting with flavor and add the perfect Mediterranean twist to everyday meals and snacks. Rock your recipes with Pearl's Specialties Olives. For quality you can trust, look for the Sunny Yellow Jar at your local Walmart.
Weather Channel forecast calling for sunny and continued hot today. High around 100. We'll be near 100 all this weekend as well. Now partly cloudy and 77 at News Radio 1200 WOAI. As expected, an expected ruling on abortion rights is coming later today, and all eyes are on the Supreme Court.
It also has law enforcement on high alert across the country. Fences are already up outside the High Court in advance of planned demonstrations. The Department of Homeland Security has issued warnings about the potential for violence from people on both sides of the issue.
Hey, when you get to the 8 o'clock hour right before the end of the show, I flipped your two bumpers because our weekend here was Elvis.
Sounds good. Wade. That decades-old decision led to the legalization of abortion in America. I'm Mark Mayfield.
The most sweeping gun reform legislation in nearly 30 years is one step closer to becoming law. The Senate passing the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act with the support of 50 Democrats and 15 Republicans. Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn says the bill's more than just about guns.
The largest investment in community-based mental health care that we've ever made in American history. As well as making our schools safe.
Cornyn says the bill is the best course of
School,
action
everybody.
Woo!
violence in the future.
I think we've threaded the needle in a way that protects the right of law-abiding citizens, but tries to get at the root of the problem that produced this shooting in Uvalde and has produced similar shooting elsewhere. And I think ultimately will save lives.
Bill now heads to the House for consideration. Texas House Democratic Caucus is calling for new gun reform measures to be passed here in Texas. They say they've held several town hall meetings in recent weeks and now want the state to do more.
It's hard to stand up here again when we've been here before, when we've had the same calls over and over again. It's hard because how many of us have heard from children that they're scared.
Representative Mary Gonzalez says the caucus has sent a letter to the governor asking for an emergency legislative session to address gun violence. With the school year just around the corner, Uvalde officials still without answers to some questions surrounding last month's shooting. Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin expressing frustration over a lack of information from state investigators.
No, I contact them every day. I don't get a damn thing out of them.
He says it's been a month since he received any updates from DPS. UCISD Superintendent Hal Harrell also says he's been left in the dark. Experts say it's hard for the district to make meaningful safety changes without knowing exactly what happened and what went wrong that day. A book drive for the school kids in Uvalde described as a huge success. Katie Kelsey, a Uvalde mother, worked for a children's publisher, started the drive the day after the
Currently, no.
deadly school shooting.
Had a cat for about 17 years.
That's a good long time.
Yeah.
For a cat, man. Because, I don't know about the cat. My dog freaks out on the fireworks, and I live out in the country. So
Yeah.
It's like Babe Ruth in my neighborhood.
Wow.
I got CBD little treats for my vet.
Wow.
And you give her one of those. Calm, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, because I mentioned to him, hey man, I don't know what to do with the fireworks thing, and he says, we got some CBD little treats for her that will calm her down. Just give it to her, give her about 45 minutes before you think they're going to go off, and she'll be fine, man. Every fireworks time,
That's great.
Give her one, and she just chills, man.
Did you take your dog to Van Gogh to enjoy Van Gogh with you? All right.
No, we're actually taking her with us to the beach, but
yeah.
You understand this dog, I inherited this dog from my mom and dad. She's a freaking Kardashian.
Wow.
My dad spoiled the fuck out of that dog, man.
Yeah.
I've spent the last 6 years trying to bring her back down to reality. And I've done a pretty good job. She's getting older, so she's getting better, but
yeah,
she is a trip, man. Only dog I've ever had that holds a grudge. You get mad at her, man, she goes in her kennel, stays in there all freaking day. She won't come out.
Wow.
Yeah.
He says he expects the issue to be
Like,
resolved
okay,
soon, but
whatever.
didn't
Yeah.
explain how.
Whatever.
Joy
You're a
Bergen,
good bitch. Go ahead.
1200 at WOAI.
AAA's weekend gas watch is out this morning and says the statewide average price.
We haven't talked to Arch Manning yet.
No, we will.
Okay.
We will.
For regular unleaded. That price is down 9 cents from a week ago, but still $1.83 more than a year ago.
We might do that after flashback. I would have to work every day.
This morning. Complaints against airlines.
Yeah, he skipped out on Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Clemson, and Virginia to come to the University of Texas, people.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, baby. That's huge, man.
And what I like is Peyton went to Tennessee, Eli went to Ole Miss. Yeah, he's being his own man here. He could have been a god at Tennessee or Ole Miss. And he could have gone to Alabama.
Yep.
Alabama wanted him.
Yep.
So I like the move a lot.
Yeah. No, I was surprised. I got to be honest with you. I was very surprised. Baylor.
6'9" forward was the Big 12 sixth man of the year this past season. Shortly
Hey,
after being
there's nothing
drafted,
wrong with having a good
he
six
was
man.
fired up to be
Yeah.
Spurs.
Manu Ginobili.
Yeah, somebody texted me. We had the 9th pick in the draft, and we didn't even get a starter.
It's not about who starts the game.
Right.
It's about who finishes.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the Spurs later selected guard Malachi with the 20th overall pick, and guard Blake Wesley with the 25th overall pick in the draft. Another check
Brian,
of
you're
traffic
killing
and
us,
weather
man.
together coming up in a minute. But first, a check
Too much
of your
X's and
money
O's.
and the world
Should I go in
of
there and help?
business.
Walking right in the middle of his newsstand. Hey, too many X's and O's, Tom.
Sources tell Bloomberg, Brian, that members of the rock
This is
band
yours, baby.
Floyd
We'll do it.
seeking at least $5
What am I pimping?
Those were the days, and your Kim Commando digital life hack. She's talking about encryption. She's going to explain what encryption is.
Okay.
I forgot to listen to the first one. My bad. I'll get in the habit. Once I get in the habit, I'll never miss it.
Yep.
So, you know,
based on the band.
you will find that once I start doing something and get in the routine,
Mhm.
I don't stop.
West Texas Intermediate is up
I'm very much a
1.5%.
creature of habit.
105.86 a barrel. That's up $1.59. Right now, the S&P futures are up about 30 points. Live with the Bloomberg Business
Well, that's
Report,
good
I'm
news.
Ed Corey on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Thank you, Ed. No matter where
Thanks,
you are,
Ed.
we are live anywhere on the
Can I
iHeartRadio
call you Ed?
app.
You
I'm
mind?
Brian Gann, News Radio 1200
He's Brian
WOAI.
Gann.
Now traffic and weather together.
From the
He's Brian Gann.
WOAI Traffic Center.
He's
On the
Brian
west
Gann.
side of town, we do have road construction on the Loop 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach. The frontage road is closed.
Gun
and
safety
delays.
bill.
On the north side, we have a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane of Loop 410 eastbound at Broadway.
Louisa is a big Longhorn, so she's geeked up about the Arch Manning news.
So am I. And thankfully, some good news.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Baconator. Don't let breakfast be boring, but it could
Breakfast
be better.
boring.
Wendy's Breakfast Baconator will have you feeling sunny side up all day long. Wake up to savory sausage and oven-baked bacon, of course. Order it and start looking forward to tomorrow morning. But participate with Wendy's during breakfast hours only.
And happy Friday if you schedule class.
Yeah, man. Well, I feel the same way. The Spurs know what they're doing. Any Spurs fan who criticizes these picks doesn't know what they're talking about. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee. Stand by, Chris.
Woo!
Give big trucks plenty of room and focus 100% on driving. Put the phone away when you're behind the wheel. Be safe. Drive smart.
San Antonio's first news. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, Brian Gann in the 24-hour news center, in for Charity McCurdy. Charity will be back on Monday, and the man spinning the tunes, driving the pink Cadillac this morning, our very own young Elvis, Jeremy Kolak, who will be seeing the Elvis movie at 6 o'clock later this afternoon, this evening. Coming up, by the way, those were the days, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. Charlie Parker will take you on a trip down memory lane, and this half hour as well. It'll be Kim Commando's digital life hack. She'll walk us through all things encryption. She is always absolutely fascinating. Well, Tim, we talked about it, and Brian Gann had the story. It's one of the big stories just now in his newscast at the bottom of the hour. The Senate passing that bipartisan gun bill by a vote yesterday, late yesterday, of 65 to 33. It will boost, or will, depending on the House, it would boost federal background check requirements for gun buyers under the age of 21. It'll block gun sales to people convicted of domestic abuse within the last 5 years and offer funding for states to set up red flag laws, which will allow judges to take guns away from people who are deemed to be threats to themselves or others. As I mentioned to you earlier, T, what I do like about this, it is progress. All of these things I believe are necessary. And for Second Amendment people, gun owners like you, if you're a responsible gun owner and a good citizen who hasn't been convicted of domestic violence, this doesn't affect you at all. You're fine. You've got nothing to worry about.
And I am just surprised that there was not, the orphan clause, as they call it, there was not a criminal law that you ban domestic abuse, even if it was somebody you weren't married to surprised that it took this long.
See, I think if you've been convicted of domestic violence, you have demonstrated to us you have a violence problem, you have a temper problem, you have a judgment problem. And when it comes to firearms, therefore, we've got some issues that you need to clear up before you should have a firearm. And what's interesting about this bill is that 5-year mark.
Yeah.
So if you were convicted of domestic violence 7 years ago, the hope is that you've been cool for 5 years plus. You're not chronically being convicted of this. And what I love about that is there's redemption. You may have blown it in a big way. Yes, correct.
Yeah, and there are consequences for your actions. And this is a consequence of an action. And if you stay, things happen. We know things get heated sometimes and people have, and some people can't control their anger and it turns into a domestic violence case. And before this, if you were not married to that person or did not have children with that person, it would have never been an issue. But now it is.
Yeah. And I think it has to be, because I think with all of these mass shootings we've seen, things have changed. That's why red flag laws, while they are very controversial and there are people concerned, hey, what if somebody accuses me of something I didn't do? Are they going to come take my guns away? As long as there is due process, as long as there are competent judges making the calls here. I go back to this kid in Uvalde, 18 years old. We now know that over the last year, he was posting threats of violence. He was apparently abusing cats and animals, expressing that he wanted to shoot people and shoot kids, threatening sexual assault and rape on young women who were his classmates. My God, that's what red flags are. There were so many red flags with this kid. We live in an era now where we need laws like this on the books. All right, lots more coming up, including those were the days from Charlie Parker. It's all coming at you. San Antonio's first news on News Radio 1200 WOAI. Yeah, I didn't realize we went over 44 till I just. Yeah, I need a clock over here.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Dude, I'm telling you, man. At one time, 3 clocks in here, none of them were right.
Yeah.
And you know how long it took to get that fixed?
Right.
The first month we were.
I may have to work. Our little Radio Shack clock we used to take on.
Yeah.
I may need to invest in my own. I've got one of those somewhere.
Do you still have it?
Back in the little white one.
I have one
Yeah.
someplace and I don't know where it is.
I'm gonna.
My wife put it in the box.
But that would help me in situations like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking to you and I don't, in the middle of our conversation. I don't want to do that. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm going to work on that.
Yeah, if I can find mine, I'll bring it in for you. I just don't know what my wife.
I think I know what drawer.
My wife moves stuff on
Yeah.
me all the time, and
I think I might be able to locate mine.
I don't know about your house, but in my house, right at my back door, I have a table that used to sit behind the shelf. It's about this wide, about this wide. That's what I get. That is my whole area. That's where my stuff goes. When I walk in the door, my keys go there. I take off a hat, I put it there. My glasses go there, and that's my spot. And that's it. That's what I get. Rest of the place, I lay something down on the table. My wife will come by and pick it up and move it, and I can never find it again. I have to tell her, what did you do with it? Like, my God, let me leave my table alone.
Tough crowd.
It is, man. And when both my daughters were at home, I didn't even have that table. Like, you know what? And then, of course, I have all my Rolling Stone stuff up in the studio where my home studio is.
Yeah.
All my Rolling Stone stuff has now been sequestered to that room.
Funny.
Yes.
Okay, now that we're done with it, I still have to edit 4 spots I recorded, but now I can begin the Elvis photos. So let me go look for, I need 3 full-length Elvis photos, ideally. Oh, I'm on Pinterest. They'll all show up.
I want Fat Elvis. If you can find Fat Elvis and don't care if it's white or not. You don't necessarily have to full length, and you can get it to wake up.
Now this isn't exactly fat. That's good enough. That'll work. Okay, so there's one.
And you use that picture that was on the website?
Yes.
With me not yet. Because that's one of the few pictures you will find me without.
Well, see, what's bad about that photo is it's a long shot.
Oh, okay.
So if I use it, you're going to be really, really grainy.
Okay, so find something else.
Do you have one in your phone?
I might.
See, I've used that one before for social media, and I blow because I use multiple boxes, and because it's a long shot of you at a bar, when I zoom into your face, it's grainy because it's a long shot.
Can you take one?
Oh yes, I could do that.
Like this one. Can you do that?
Now it's obscuring like a little bit of your.
Right. Let me see if I can find it.
See it? Yeah.
Here's one. Can you take it off of that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Send that to me. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I got sunglasses.
Yeah. So okay. So there's that.
Text or email, which is easier?
Text.
Okay.
Businesses of all types can qualify, including those who took PPP, nonprofits, even sales.
That's at South Padre Outlet, man.
$100,000 refund.
1 year ago.
The team at GetRefunds.com have helped thousands of
Yeah,
businesses.
because almost every other picture of me I have a hat on.
GetRefunds.com, click on qualify me.
Yeah, every other picture I have in here I have a hat on.
Don't miss out. Go to GetRefunds.com.
Yeah.
No risk, high
I wear a lot of
reward.
hats.
GetRefunds.com.
Yeah. Marco, we're working on that. Marco says, love watching, but can you move the mic for the live feed because your papers make so much noise when you move them? Please, please, please. Marco, when they fix this, the mics we use are going to be the actual mics themselves, so you're not going to hear ambient noise like that. We're still working with our beloved engineers on that.
Yeah. Did you send an email yesterday?
I did. Brian did first, and then I did in reply.
Entered the United States of America as the 10th state. And on this day in 1999, the San Antonio Spurs earned their first NBA title in their 26-year history, beating the New York Knicks 78-77, giving the Spurs the series 4 games to 1. Birthdays. Birthdays today include a man who knows something about NBA championships. One Sam Jones, Basketball Hall of Famer, won 10 NBA championships with the Boston Celtics. He died in 2021. Happy birthday, Mr. Beck. Jeff Beck, Yardbirds, Jeff Beck Group, Honey Drippers, Jeff Beck, 78. Birthday today, Lieutenant Colonel Ellison S. Onizuka, astronaut, mission specialist aboard the ill-fated Space Shuttle Challenger. Killed when the shuttle exploded 1 minute, 13 seconds after launch, January 28, 1986. Give me some drums, Mick. Fleetwood drummer Fleetwood Mac today turning 75. Birthdays tomorrow include JJ from Good Times. Kid Actor comedian Jimmy Walker turning 75 tomorrow. And tomorrow is the birthday of one Yorgos Panagiotis.
Oh shoot! It's one of the.
What happened?
Occasionally, this will happen. See, when you sent me that one, it came in. Look how tiny that came in. Let me try that and see if that helps me. For some reason, it came in very, very tiny. So I may have you email. Let me. Okay. So I tried to save it to my photos. See when I blow it up? Try emailing it. Is it a small photo? It looks big on your. Try emailing it.
National Track and Field.
And let me go look at that other one.
Died in 1956. Birthday Sunday, Mick Jones. From Big Audio Dynamite and The Clash, Mick Jones turning 67 on Sunday. And lastly, number 2. 20 years in Major League Baseball, all with the New York Yankees. Derek Jeter, 14-time All-Star,
See,
5-time
that's what it
World
looks like.
Series
Well, actually,
champion,
this.
one World Series.
Okay, yeah, give it a shot.
I did.
See, when I blow that up, see how
Yeah,
it kind of gets grainy, but it's still.
That one doesn't. When I blow it up,
Yeah, that should work. If hopefully
okay.
it emails to me correctly. It's weird. These phones will occasionally do that,
I know.
and it's no rhyme or reason.
Thanks, Charlie. Law enforcement is on high alert across the country as the U.S. Supreme Court's anticipated to make a ruling on abortion rights later today. The most sweeping gun reform legislation in nearly 30 years.
It's yours at the open too. Remember that.
Last night.
Yes.
Antonio City Council will be asking for nearly $11 million.
Come on, let's get lucky. And we did it. Look at that. Yeah, we're lucky.
Oh, cool.
Cool. That is so weird. Why does it do that?
From the WOAI Traffic Center. On the west side of town, we road construction on Loop 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach. The frontage road is closed, so expect delays. On the north side, we have an accident working on Loop 410 westbound and Broadway. It's going to have the right lane blocked. On the east side, we have an accident reported on Foster Road just south of I-10. And in New Braunfels, we have an accident working on I-35 northbound.
Yeah, this is gonna be real quick on the front cell, the 7 o'clock hour. Get into it. Yeah, because that fucking 4 minutes, man. I edited a minute out of that. Those were the days. It was still 4 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. You've got to stop that, man. Quit doing weekends.
AirPods Pro are only $199. You save $50. Offer N625 while supplies last. Limit 2. Explore the latest tech solutions at Staples, the working and learning store.
Sunny skies today, tomorrow, Sunday. Today and tomorrow, forecast high 103 degrees, and on Sunday, 100. It's 77 right now. Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, 7:20, we'll check in with Michael Pelka from the Pure Pelka podcast. Today, the 1-year anniversary of the condo collapse in Surfside, Florida. We'll talk to him about that as well as other things brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated. 7:40, oil and gas executives met with the Energy Secretary yesterday. Is there relief ahead? San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill joins us at 7:40 with details on that. Kim Commando is going to explain to us what encryption is.
You've heard the word encryption tossed around. I know it has something to do with your privacy. I'm Kim Commando with a quick explanation of how you can tell if your texts are encrypted. Brought to you by NetSuite, the #1 cloud financial system. Get a one-of-a-kind financing program at netsuite.com/Kim. Encryption is a way of scrambling a text message so that no one can see what it says until the message reaches the recipient. Say you text someone, "What time are you leaving?" The moment you hit send, that message is turned to a bunch of numbers and letters. The message stays like that as it passes through the various carriers and servers. When the person receives your message, it's automatically unscrambled so that they can read it. Now, if you're using an iPhone and the Messages app, if the text bubble is blue, the message is encrypted. But if the text bubble is green, that message is not encrypted. On Google Messages, the lock icon shows you that that text is encrypted. You can get more text marks with my podcast. It's called Kim Commando Today, with a K, of course. School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get a break. QuickBooks manual processes, integration difficulties, and glitchy delays will leave you scrambling. Failing to graduate to NetSuite will leave you stuck in summer school while your friends party. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, no matter how big your business grows. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more, NetSuite is everything you need to grow all in one place. Automate your processes with NetSuite, close your books in no time. 93% of surveyed businesses increased their visibility and control since graduating from QuickBooks to NetSuite. That's why NetSuite is my top pick for businesses looking to take their financial management to the next level. Right now, NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program, so graduating has never been easier. Head to netsuite.com/Kim right now. netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim.
Chris here. I love football. I'll bet you do too. And we got pro football in San Antonio now. The San Antonio Gunslingers
riding a 2-game win streak coming into the Freeman Coliseum this Saturday night at 7 against the Carolina Cobras. It is going to be a blast. It's always loud, always fun, and Saturday is Bring the Noise night at the Freeman Coliseum. Get in there early, enjoy music before the game. First 500 people get a free noisemaker. It is affordable family fun. For this Saturday's game, get the San Antonio 6-pack. Buy 3 tickets, get 3 for free. That's 6 tickets for only $60. Enjoy the high-flying action, plus Bring the Noise night this Saturday night, June 25th. Freeman Coliseum kickoff at 7 o'clock. Let's pack the house and show why San Antonio deserves pro football, baby. Get your tickets to the coolest game in town at 210-298-6900 or go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com. Football Saturday night in the Freeman Coliseum. San Antonio Gunslingers.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
Where next?
you earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
For more information about content on this station, go to WOAI.com/rules.
Military Appreciation Month at Brown Chevrolet in Divine. A 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT, now just $44,987.
All right.
Members get an additional.
Brian Gann has the headlines.
The 2022 Chevy Equinox LS for just $26,280 and enjoy 0% financing or a $1,250 cash allowance. See dealer and BrownChevrolet.com for details. Find new roads in America's fastest growing full-line brand at Brown Chevrolet. For the best deals around, go see Brown.
Dury's Guns will buy your collection, large or small. Go to Dury'sGuns.com.
From the Connecticut Water Softener Studio, the last water softener you will ever own. This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
Gun legislation passed in the Senate last night. We'll have details coming up. Good morning, I'm Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, we have road construction on Loop 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach. The frontage road is closed, so expect delays. On the north side, we have an accident working on Loop 410 westbound and Broadway. It's going to have the right lane blocked. On the east side, we have an accident reported on Foster Road just south of I-10. And in New Braunfels, we have an accident working on I-35 northbound between Watson Lane and FM 1102. The main lanes are closed. It's causing a well over an hour delay. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Your Weather Channel forecast: sunny and hot today, high near 100. It will be near 100 all this weekend. Currently partly cloudy and 78 degrees at News Radio 1200 WOAI. Law enforcement is on high alert across the country this morning as the U.S. Supreme Court's anticipated to make a ruling on abortion rights later today. Fences are already up outside the High Court in advance of planned demonstrations. The case in question before the court is one out of Mississippi, and a leaked draft opinion shows the justice's ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade. We'll have continuing coverage and, of course, live updates throughout the day. The U.S. Senate's advancing bipartisan gun safety legislation.
The bill passed by a vote of 65-33, which puts it on its way now to the House. All 50 Democratic members voted to pass it, along with 15 Republicans. The bill includes increased background check measures and more funding for mental health, school safety, and crisis intervention programs. It marks the most significant new gun violence legislation from the federal government in nearly 3 decades. Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said previously
That's fucking hilarious.
Is that great?
Oh, I loved it, man.
Yeah.
I'm sending it to my wife. Right
You
now.
can crop it if you wanted to.
Oh, no, I like it.
The way it's set up, it's like got the.
I sent it to my wife. Love me tender.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, so I'm going to make one of me and one of Jeremy.
That's fucking funny, dude.
I love it. And with the sunglasses, that's even very Elvis.
Oh God, that's funny.
Yeah, here's the.
Oh, that is cool.
And the other two I'm going to work on after I edit my spots, but I'll show you what I'm going to work with.
Great.
Yeah, so there's you, which came from. Well, so yeah, so that's going to be Jeremy, and then the white one I'm going to do the white one. Yeah, but yeah,
that's where it came.
That was the original. Yeah, I'll send you the original too. That way you can.
So funny, man.
It's great. I love it. It's a great idea.
I started laughing.
That's a great idea. I'm glad you thought of it.
Have you posted them yet? No?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, I want to get the other ones done.
When I opened up my phone, I'm sitting at my desk laughing.
That's great.
Going, God, this is beautiful.
Yeah, I sent you the original. So yeah, I'll post them individually, and then I'll do a thing where it's all three of us. Okay. So I'm thinking here, kind of a round table of all the just hit all the big stories, what we're covering, and
skip the. Well, you can bring up the gun law in New York if you want, but I'd skip that and move on to the abortion ruling expected.
Yeah, because that's so huge.
I think that's the biggest story.
I agree with you. Yep.
Yeah, my bad for not putting it on there. I apologize.
We'll do it. No, I agree with you. We'll hit that here.
That's a laugh, man. They laugh.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I may forward that for our viewers here.
Oh, this is funny. It's great, man.
Yeah, that's a fun little. I've played around. That's a fun little app.
I'm gonna have to get it. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, it's called. What's it called? It's called Face Over Pro. They've got a free version, but I think it was like $6. So it's like, screw it, give me.
I'd rather pay for it and get one that I don't have to go through all the crap on the free ones.
Yeah.
The free ones are nice, but man, you gotta jump through fucking hoops sometimes.
Yeah. James Allen, welcome in.
Jimmy Allen?
James Allen, former son-in-law of Jimmy Parks, who knew, and board member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We used to have him on the ticket all the time. Yeah, James, I'm sorry we don't have you on. We want to do an extended interview with you, though, for WOAI. Okay, I'm going to.
God, that cracks me up, man. Yeah, do a rundown of what's coming up this hour.
Okay.
And what the big stories we're looking at all morning, that kind of thing. It sounds like a brilliant plan to me.
Beautiful.
And those will be on the Twitter and Facebook pages, or are we going to do it on your blog?
All of the above. I just put them everywhere. They're so good.
Let me know when they're ready, and we'll start pimping.
Okay.
Go check them out.
Okay.
I find it just funny. I have no problem with stuff like that. I love shit like
yeah, and again, it gets people's attention. It engages them to go look for it.
And I get to be the king for a little bit.
Yes, king for a day.
Our second favorite Jeremy now. Jeremy Sohan has now become our second favorite Jeremy. And then sometime, I guess at 50, we'll do Arch Manning. How's that?
Okay.
Does that work? Because we're going to get our 8 o'clock hours as busy as our 7 o'clock hours. Because we got Nicole Wilson, we got John Decker, we've got our weekend earworm. And the good thing about picking Heartbreak Hotel, it's 2 minutes and 5 seconds. We can play the entire song.
Oh, beautiful.
Without having to worry about the clock.
Drinks, it's all from 5 to 8. It's family and pet friendly. Saturday, VFW 76, the oldest VFW post in Texas, is celebrating its 105th birthday. That's going to start at 6 p.m. Also, Robert Earl Keen performing at the Whitewater Amphitheater at 8.
I'm still laughing about it.
Head out to the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center for the San Antonio Bridal Extravaganza going on Sunday from noon to 5. And don't forget to hit up our splash pads, our pools, and maybe the backyard with a sprinkler, because it's going to be hot. I'm Jenny James from Q1019 for News Radio 1200 WOAI.
All right, thank you, Jenny. Another check of traffic and weather together.
I'm going to upload this so our viewers can see it. Let's see.
No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Diamonds Direct right now. There's nothing standing in your way of owning the piece of jewelry you've been dreaming of. No down payment and No finance charges for
Sorry, that's
5 full
funny.
years on any purchase. Take the amazing diamonds
Oh,
price
God.
you used to, divide by 60, and that's your payment. It's a smart way to buy. Keep your money in your pocket and still add that amazing
There it is.
to your collection. Even
Come
the
on,
upgrade
shoot
you
up.
want. 5 years, 0 interest on any purchase. Only at Diamonds Direct. All the details at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
This is the month to get a new Kia from World Car Kia.
See, I now have it on the. I'll show it. I'll show it to you. I now have it on the screen. There's Tim Merryman as Elvis on the day of the Elvis. The day, and I'm going to do Jeremy Kolak and me later.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. Little things like that just amuse me.
Cody Bland, what is up? James Allen says, great picture. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, God.
Yeah, even the lighting, like the white light on the lighting even looks legit. The way your face is lit.
Because the sunshine. That was actually on my 30th wedding anniversary at South Padre last year.
Very cool.
Morning. And the funny part about that whole story is Charity wanted me to send her a picture of me and Cindy from the beach.
Yeah.
Well, we're sitting there and Cindy's trying to take a picture of both of us, a selfie. And this lady came by and says, "You want me to help you?"
That's.
Are you ready? Here we go. Stand by.
San Antonio's first news. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, Brian Gann, the boss man, in for Charity McCurdy in the 24-hour news center. Young Elvis, Jeremy Kolak, even for I gotta get his name right. Jeremy Kolak. Let's just call him Young Elvis.
Yeah.
Easier for us. He's driving the pink Cadillac. Lots going on today and a lot's coming up probably later today in the news. We are all over it. Before we dive into it right now, how about traffic and weather together?
Working on I-35 northbound between Watson Lane and FM 1102. The main lanes are closed, causing about an hour and a half delay. I'm Shawnee S2 Video 1200 WOAI.
Sunny skies today, tomorrow, Sunday. Today and tomorrow, forecast high 103 degrees. Sunday, 175 right now.
San Antonio's first news with Charlie Carter.
Welcome into the 7 o'clock hour on this beautiful day, Friday, June 24th. And it was a beautiful morning. We were out in the parking lot pre-sunrise looking at that planetary alignment. Mercury, Venus, the moon, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. It is awesome. You can see it in the early morning hours just before sunrise through June 30th. Coming up, the Pure Apelka podcast. That'll be Mike Apelka, brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated. A little bit later this hour as well, Charlie Parker's commentary celebrating the 23rd anniversary of the Spurs' first championship, which is coming up tomorrow. And in the next half hour, we'll talk with our national correspondent, Rory O'Neill, about the meeting between oil and gas executives and the energy secretary, looking for some relief from these gas prices. We'll see if there's any hope for that. But Tim, you were covering a lot of stories. The Senate passing that bipartisan gun bill. Of course, locally, the Spurs, what they did last night in the NBA draft. We've talked about that. We'll continue to talk about it. But we brought it up a number of times this morning, and I think we should, because I think it's going to become the big story of the day and the weekend, and maybe for multiple days, as we are expecting a major decision from the Supreme Court as early as this morning.
Yeah, and the Department of Homeland Security has issued warnings about potential for extremist violence and from people on both sides of the issue, and abortion clinics taking steps to beef up their security, as our local and state governments, because we know once this decision comes down, there are going to be protests.
As this Supreme Court abortion ruling is unveiled, and possibly as early as this morning. And Tim, as you've mentioned, not only are we expecting protests certainly near the Supreme Court, it is currently fortified and there's a barrier around it, but law enforcement, as you mentioned, on high alert in cities across America. And I think that would include San Antonio and South Texas. We saw in the aftermath of the George Floyd killing, there were protests in San Antonio that resulted in violence, resulted in damage to storefronts. So it's something we all have to pay very, very close attention to this morning.
Yeah, but to be fair, the violence and the damage that was done here was a lot less than
Yes.
across the country. I mean, we had some storefronts that got broken in,
But I was disappointed.
I was too.
Yeah, I know it was minimal damage downtown.
Still damage.
Yeah, and San Antonians, and there are protests downtown now and then and in front of the Alamo. But just like as we mentioned, Spurs championship celebrations, typically protests in San Antonio have been peaceful. And I would hope that if there are protests here today, that would be the case as well.
Yeah, it's a God-given right as an American to protest something that you're not happy with, but that keeping it peaceful is more powerful.
Yeah, keep it here all morning, all day long on 1200 WOAI. Once that Supreme Court ruling comes down, we will have full team coverage of it, and anything that may happen in its aftermath, we'll be covering that as well. As we roll forward, we're moments away from Mike Opelka and the Pure Opelka podcast, brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated. It's San Antonio's first news on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Beautiful, Chris.
Woo!
Yeah, we covered everything right. So we should be able to just fuck around now.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to talk about these Spurs draft picks before we go to one Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast.
For myself just how easy it was to request an offer. You'll know how much you'll get. You can close when you're ready, and you can do everything online. Sell in a matter of days. Skip the listing, staging, and strangers in your home. Open Door offers a competitive, hassle-free sale so you can focus on what's ahead in life.
It's good, Spurs family. I'm at the jam right now. I'm ready to get to work. Go Spurs, go.
See, the fact that he actually threw the Go Spurs go.
That's very cool.
Yeah, good coaching. Good coaching.
My offer. Offer eligibility varies. Open Doors represented by Open Door Brokerage, Inc., license 02061130. In California, and Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets.
Where do you want to play golf today?
Well, not with you, Andy, anywhere.
Has 8
Too much
choices.
spot
There's
away
no
from
better
the
golf
fucker.
value in San Antonio than on the trail. Get your kids
I
started
hate you, Andy.
with summer camps with the best instructors in San Antonio at San Pedro, Mission Del Lago, and Cedar Creek. Punch cards and memberships are available for those that play a little, or if you're one of those that plays a lot. Come tee it up at Old Brad, Almas Basin, Willow Springs, Riverside, Mission Del Lago, Cedar Creek, Northern Hills, and the San Pedro driving range in Par 3. Log on to AlamoCityGolfTrail.com and book your tee time today.
Hey, good morning. It's Jerry.
Hey.
The best jewelry buying opportunity ever is going on right now at Diamonds Direct, but heads up, time is running out, so you need to act before it's too late. You can pick any item at Diamonds Direct's gorgeous showroom. You paid nothing
You got a
down
perfect
and
timing
get
for
5
this.
full years to
Thank you.
financing. So imagine that $4,000 eternity band, only $67 a month, or that $8,000 engagement
Jerry,
ring,
so
just
mad.
$135 a month. You can finance 100% of the purchase, even the tax.
And why is
It's on
it
your
the Spurs drafting people that you have to learn how to pronounce their name?
I
Come
know.
on. Jalen Smith. I mean, come on.
opportunity to upgrade her engagement ring diamond. A $10,000 GIA certified diamond comes to just $167 a month. It's a great and smart way to buy.
My wife loved that picture, by the way.
Beautiful.
Get details, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
This medical minute report is presented by PVA, Peripheral Vascular Associate, the region's leading circulation expert for 47 years. If you or a loved one has diabetes, you're at risk for poor blood flow in your veins and arteries called vascular disease. Diabetics are particularly more likely to develop circulation problems in their legs and feet. Keep an eye out for warning signs in your lower limbs, such as pain, cramping, tingling, discoloration, or wounds that seem slow to heal. These seemingly innocent symptoms can lead to harmful medical problems such as stroke, limb loss, or even...
How much of the draft did you watch last night?
I got out after Sohan. Yeah. Yeah.
The freaking Stephen A. Smith, when he picked the Knicks pick, it had Spike Lee up there. I had to laugh because they were making just total idiots out of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they took and traded that pick away right after they went off on the guy. It was funny.
That's fixmycirculation.com.
Life is practice, poker night, and vacations. Life is also news, weather, and traffic. Things that impact life.
Well, my kids' practice can be canceled. The weather's bad.
Because I'd rather be home hanging out with the family than sitting in traffic all night.
News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together on this finally Friday edition of San Antonio's First News. Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast coming up right after headlines, traffic and weather together. We're going to talk to him about the 1-year anniversary of the condo collapse in Surfside, Florida, and we'll get his reaction to the gun safety bill that has passed the Senate and headed to the House. We'll get all that coming up. But last night, the NBA draft, the Spurs with the number 9 pick went international.
Yeah.
Sohan.
Well, and it was,
Sohan.
and what's so interesting about the pick, yes, it is international, yet it's Baylor.
Yeah.
You know, he was born in Oklahoma. He's of Polish descent, lived in Great Britain, then came back here and played for Baylor. And as we now know, we've seen his many hair colors. He is a throwback to Dennis Rodman, at least as far as his hair goes.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Right.
And he had a little message to send out to Spurs fans. The fact that he had the Go Spurs go in there and knows the guy's ready to be a Spur.
I like him already.
He's going to follow that dream.
Yes.
Brian, what else is going on?
Well, you've been talking about it. Law enforcement is on high alert across the country this morning as the U.S. Supreme Court is expected to make a ruling on abortion later today. Most sweeping gun reform legislation.
Follow that dream, whatever that dream is.
Yeah, and my wife is down. She's an attorney. She's down at the courthouse today. So I just, I got to text her and remind her.
Yeah. Wow.
Because that's probably going to be ground zero for our protest today.
Across the street.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fun.
Actually, you see on the fourth commercial.
Yeah.
You see her office
Wow.
From the drone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that you? Is that you walking?
And in New Braunfels, we have a major accident working on I-35 northbound.
Fonzie, welcome in.
1102, the main lanes are closed. It's causing about an hour and a half delay. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, injury attorneys available 24/7.
Thomas J. Henry has been featured in Forbes magazine, Fortune magazine, and Bloomberg Business Week for securing record-breaking results for clients injured in accidents. For more info or to start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com.
Sunny skies and hot today. Highs 103, 75 right now. You hear that music, you know it's time for our daily visit with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. Mike, let's start with 1 year ago today, the condo collapse in Surfside, Florida, killing 98 people. It's been a year already.
Absolutely horrible. Mike, this is Chris. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, the big news yesterday, the Senate passing that sweeping gun reform bill, 65-33. 15 Republicans supported the bill. Your thoughts and what are the ramifications for those Republicans?
And then meanwhile, we're all waiting today for the decision to come out of the Supreme Court and alert the city.
Well, and knowing what we know, Mike, and the most recent, protests across the country, many that turned into riots or violent, were in the aftermath of the George Floyd killing. I got a feeling. I mean, certainly we're going to have protests, but are you concerned that these protests will turn violent?
I hope you're right too, Mike. And before we let you go, I have to ask you about this. I've been wanting to ask you about it all week. Ohio State University getting a trademark for "the." What exactly does that mean? Okay. That explains a lot. I appreciate it, Mike. As always, have a great weekend. That's Michael Pelker from the Pure Pelker Podcast. You can catch him each and every weekday morning at this time. Catch his podcast a little bit later on this morning.
Hello, I'm Randy.
All right, I'm off to edit.
Chris will miss you.
Woo! Call 830-708-4789 and go to YouTube, Randy Adams, to learn more about the good, the bad, and the ugly about the car business.
Basic maintenance isn't enough for today's engines. Next time you're in for an oil change, upgrade to the BG Engine Performance Service. I'm Charlie Parker for BG Products. You know, most oil changes are simple. You swap out the old oil for new oil. That's it. But the BG Engine Performance Service is better. BG Products committed to maintaining vehicles through high-quality automotive maintenance services for fuel systems, engines, transmissions, power steering, brakes, cooling, battery, driveline, and climate control systems. Every business day, more than 40,000 shops, dealerships, and technicians use BG Products, services, tools, and equipment. Ask for the BG Engine Performance Service at a BG shop near you. To find a BG shop near you, visit bgfindashop.com. BG, be good to your car.
If you're living with aches and pains, especially if they're frequent and nagging and relentless, I want you to take a moment and think back to the last time you really felt good. Can you even remember what it felt like? Now, here's even a more important question. What would you give to go back to feeling like that again? Maybe it would just be nice to take a stroll with your loved one or play with your grandchildren. I've suffered from persistent, crippling pain almost all the time for about 5 years. When I started taking Relief Factor, I took it because my wife made me start taking it. I didn't think it would work for me. Yet here I am today, virtually pain-free, doing the things I love to do, all thanks to my wonderful wife and Relief Factor. I love that it's not a drug, but it was developed by doctors, and about 70% of the people who try it go on to order more. Are you part of that 70% that could get your life back? Your first step to becoming pain-free just might be to order the 3-week quick start for only $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. Find out more about this offer. Feel the difference. relieffactor.com.
Candle House is now open in St. Cloud. We invite you to our grand opening of our Candle House Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio on Saturday, June 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come tour our medical center and meet our providers. Enjoy complimentary activities including live music, raffles, and more at the new Candle House Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio. We look forward to seeing you at our full medical center on Saturday, June 25th. Call us for more information at 210-460-0394. See you soon.
Attention Marines, if you were stationed at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you may have drunk toxic water and be eligible for compensation under Congress's Camp Lejeune Justice Act. If you or your family members, including your children, develop cancer, leukemia, Parkinson's, miscarriages, infertility, or other illnesses, call immediately for a free consultation. You served proudly. Don't wait. Get the help you and your family need. To learn more about the Camp Lejeune Justice Act, call 1-800-345-8000 now.
People here are raving about QC Kinetics and how regenerative medicine has changed their life. People like Helen, an avid mountain climber who got sidelined when an accident left her knees in constant pain.
I was not able to train or do really anything on my knee.
Helen was told surgery would be her only option, but then she found QC Kinetics and was treated with natural biologics designed to repair and restore tissue in her knees. 3 months later, she was climbing the highest mountain in North America.
I got a very quick resolution to my pain. I began treatment in March, and I summited Denali June the 7th. It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
Get your life back with lasting results. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Buy new roads during Military Appreciation Month at Brown Chevrolet and Divine. For the best deals around, go see Brown.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The Supreme Court set to issue a ruling on abortion. Good morning, I'm Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
from the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side, we have road construction on Loop 410 southbound Frontage Road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach. Expect delays. On the north side of town, we have an accident working on Loop 410 westbound at Broadway. It's going to have the right lane blocked. On the east side of town, we have an accident working on Foster Road just south of I-10. And in New Braunfels, we have a major accident working on I-35 northbound between Watson Lane and FM 1102. The main lanes are closed. It's causing about an hour and a half delay. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by TxDOT. Driving through oil and gas production areas can be challenging, so be extra cautious. Slow down, pay attention to road conditions, and remember, when passing, to make sure there's plenty of room to get around. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
Weather Channel forecast calling for sunny and hot today. We'll hit 100 this afternoon. We'll be near 100 this weekend. It's 76 degrees now at News Radio 1200 WOAI. An expected ruling on abortion rights has all eyes trained on the U.S. Supreme Court today.
It also has law enforcement on high alert across the country. Fences are already up outside the High Court in advance of planned demonstrations. The Department of Homeland Security has issued warnings about the potential for violence from people on both sides of the issue. The case in question before the court is one out of Mississippi that a leaked draft opinion shows the justices ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade. That decades-old decision led to the legalization of abortion in America. I'm Mark Mayfield.
The Senate has passed major sweeping legislation designed to curb gun violence. And Peter Alexander has more on last night's vote.
Following a series of recent mass shootings, senators on both sides of the aisle faced growing pressure to act. The House will take up the bill this morning with a vote expected today, meaning it could go to President Biden's desk to be signed into law as soon as possible.
Last night's vote was 65 to 33. 15 Republicans were included in those voting in favor of it, including Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. He joined all 50 Democrats to pass the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Texas Republican John Cornyn also says the act is more than just about guns.
The largest investment in community-based mental health care that we've ever made in American history. As well as making our schools safe.
The bill now heads to the House for consideration this morning. Texas House Democratic Caucus calling for new gun reform measures to be passed here in Texas. They say they've held several town hall meetings in recent weeks following the Uvalde shootings and now want to do more within the state.
It's hard to stand up here again when we've been here before, when we've had the same calls over and over again. It's hard because how many of us have heard from children that they're scared?
Representative Mary Gonzalez says the caucus has sent a letter to the governor asking for an emergency legislative session to address gun violence. San Antonio City Council will ask for nearly $11 million from the federal government for an undocumented migrant processing center. Eric Lycum reports.
Yesterday, the council approved requesting $10.8 million from FEMA's Emergency Food and Shelter Program to go towards the city's migrant processing center that opens next month. Assistant City Manager Lori Houston says San Antonio sees nearly 600 migrants come through every day and expects even more if the Trump-era Title 42 policy is lifted. Last month, Mayor Ron Nirenberg wrote to the Biden administration asking for migrants to be taken elsewhere, as he says there's been an unsustainable increase in migrants, quote, without a clear sponsor, a destination, or the resources to reach their destination, unquote. Eric Lycum, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Small San Antonio business owners who struggle through the pandemic could soon get some relief from a new city program. City officials have now approved the initiation of a small business recovery plan funded by just over $30 million from the American Rescue Plan.
The city will work with both Lift Fund and city partners to really go through our criteria to make sure that the right companies get access to these funds, but also it's being used in the best way possible.
Jeremy Roberts with Small Business Advisory Commission says the nonprofit Lift Fund will administer the funds under supervision from the city. Well, interest rates are rising, consumer confidence slipping, and there's lots of talk about a possible recession. But here in Texas, many who are watching the economy say the state's faring better than many other states.
Texas is the center of the world when it comes to a healthy free market economy.
Glenn Hamer, who heads the Texas Association of Business, says he's seeing job
according to this draft expert, Sohan is one of the better defenders in the draft.
Nice.
That's why the Spurs got it.
expects more of that will be coming in coming months. Airlines are piling up as fewer flights are arriving on time. Michael Castor reports.
The U.S. Department of Transportation said on Thursday it received more than 4 times as many complaints about airline service in April compared to April of 2019 before the pandemic. The department said major air carriers posted an on-time arrival rate of 76% in April. That was down from more than 77% in March and below their nearly 80% on-time arrival rate in April 2019. I'm Michael Kastner.
Traffic and weather together coming up in a minute, but first a check of your money.
Damn it, Brian, you're early.
See how things are faring as we get ready to open the markets in about an hour. Here's Ed Corey live from the Bloomberg News. Very high.
Have to say, yeah, somebody told me that. The Texas power grid has broken all-time records. It's that hot. Power demand has been broken 4 times this month, the record. The latest, of course, yesterday, Texans were using more than 76, almost 77,000 megawatts of electricity.
So, they keep sending out those things too, to conserve energy and all that because of our power grid.
Yeah.
But yet they're pushing us to buy electric cars. Tell me how that makes any sense.
Bastards.
In stocks and bonds this morning. Dow futures are up 209. S&P futures are up 27, and the NASDAQ, which is loaded with tech stocks, could really take off today. NASDAQ futures up 88 points. Live with the Bloomberg Business Report, I'm Ed Corey on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Yeah, no matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200 WOAI, now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far west side of town, we have an accident working on Calabria at Grissom. Expect delays. On the west side, on Loop 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach, we have road construction blocking the frontage road, so expect delays. In New Braunfels, the accident we have working on I-35 northbound between Watson Lane and FM 1102 has been cleared. The main lanes have been reopened, still causing about a 30-minute delay. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
Driving through oil and gas production areas can be challenging, so be extra cautious. Slow down, pay attention to road conditions, and remember, when passing, to make sure there's plenty of room to get around. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
Happy Friday. Just a few scattered clouds around this morning with temperatures in the mid-70s. For the rest of the day, lots of sunshine and scorching hot. Low to mid-90s at noon. This afternoon, a high of 103 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jeanette Cayenne, News 4 with San Antonio.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Celebrate great sleep at Mattress Firm's July
You dropped
4th
the bomb
sale.
on me,
Visit
yeah.
the sleep experts and save up to $500 on select mattresses from top brands. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying purchase.
San Antonio's first news on this finally Friday edition. Mr. T, along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy. Charlie Parker's commentary coming right up. Tomorrow, the 23rd anniversary of the Spurs' first championship. Of course, we know that was 1999. I know that was the best because it was the first. That's your favorite, right?
It is my favorite. As a Spurs fan, since they first came to town in 1973, we were so long suffering, and that was just the culmination of all of that great, great history.
And just remember that if you're heading out to protest this weekend, if indeed the decision does come down, look how we handled the championship. We can handle a protest just as well.
Yes.
All right, we're joined right now by San Antonio First News national correspondent Oreo. Oil and gas execs were at the White House yesterday meeting with Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm. Anything happen?
Rory, this is Chris. Is there any indication that oil and gas executives would be willing to make any concessions regarding their profits in an effort to bring some relief to the American people? Mm.
And then we've got we're 1 week away from the 4th of July weekend. Is AAA offering some good predictions for the travel season? Oh yeah.
My goodness, that is an increase. Rory, with all of these other increases that you mentioned, the hotels, the airfare, certainly gasoline, any dramatic impact on what consumers are planning for their holiday vacations?
So European vacation is in your future, huh? Sounds like a plan. Appreciate the visit as always. National News correspondent Rory O'Neill.
Make this the year you go to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
Oh, look at that. All right, so here's Charlie, and then we're going to talk Arch Manning. Right?
All right.
Got yours done yet?
No, it's. I'm having some problems with. I'm doing Jeremy. I'm having some issues. It's not going to be as good as yours, but it'll do.
All we have to do is take a picture of Jeremy. I dropped the bomb on you, yeah.
And more on the way. Start living the dream in your new Chevy from Seguin Chevrolet. Online at SeguinChevrolet.com. Chevy, buy new road.
You seem a little heated, my parched pal. Do tell. It's so hot, my texts are set as smoke signals. It's so hot, mayonnaise tastes spicy. It's so hot, I can't even put my hands in my hot pockets. Chill out, my fiery friend. For Specs puts the swell in sweltering with a frosty selection of all your fermented favorites. Frozen mixers and hundreds of ice-cold beers to the chilliest of chilled Chardonnays. What say my chili chum now? Specs puts the shit.
Okay, it's not as good as yours. It's flawed because I tried to hurry. But
I know that looks pretty good.
It'll work.
No,
the
it's
head's
funny.
not right,
It's
but
funny,
yeah,
though.
right, yeah.
It's funny.
Okay,
Yeah, I like that. Hey, come on. He's already good looking enough.
Exactly.
Don't make him look too good, Chris. Come on.
I'm going to send it to him without telling. He has no idea it's coming.
I told him we were doing it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, because I showed him mine. I said, check it out, dude.
Right. See if his. I just sent it. Let's see if he looks at his phone.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's humid. It's Texas. You know we're in for a long
they're not up, right?
Yeah, I still got to do mine.
The three Elvises. You heard of three olives? This is the
Three Elvises.
Or is it Elvi? I forget, is it Elvi?
I guess it would be Elvi.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get it up in the 8 o'clock hour and we have some fun with it. We can send people to check it out and get like major hits. Because we have taken it to the next level. I put on the white jumpsuit. Jeremy is in the black leather, and Chris is in just a fine suit.
Exactly.
The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
God, that's funny, man. I'm sorry. It's funny. I laugh. I cry. I watched it twice.
Ronnie Parker here for Peripheral Vascular Associates. We use leading circulation experts for 47 years. The physicians at PVA
Can they cure COVID, though, Charlie? Come on.
Restoring blood flow and improving circulation through your body. From prevention to life-saving procedures, you can trust the region's leading circulation experts.
The head's a little off, but we figure you're too damn good looking to make it perfect. Oh, that's what we could have done. We could have watched him Butler.
Yeah.
Just called him Jeremy. This is what he looks like. That way they can't poach him at the HEB either. I hope that Brian took that when you said, that they were trying to poach him. Somebody might try to poach him. Take that and offer the man a raise.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I don't put it past them. We know they listen. Yeah.
I don't either.
Listen to Bloomberg Crypto on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The calendar says it's officially summer.
Duh.
It's felt like summer for a while now.
When the summer season begins doesn't matter. Where you get your summer forecast does matter.
Right there on the radio.
Use Radio 1200 WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together tomorrow. The 23rd anniversary of the Spurs' first championship in 1999, with details and explain it to you only as Charlie can do. Here's Charlie.
Good Friday morning. I'm Charlie Parker, and tomorrow, June 25th, is the 23rd anniversary of the San Antonio Spurs' first NBA championship.
I smoked my first and only Cuban cigar after that championship.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't as good as I thought it should have been.
Now, the 98-99 season was a lockout year by the league. Did not begin until February 5th of 1999. 50 games were played in the regular season.
All right, we're doing art.
We're doing beautiful. Okay.
AD from the Vancouver
Art, baby.
Free agents Mario Elie, Steve Kerr, and Jerome Kersey. Spurs posted a 6-8 record in February. In March and April, 31 of their final
we've got a
36
tropical
games
development.
they won, on their way to a league best 37-13. In the Western Conference first round of the playoffs, Spurs defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 3-1. Western semi, Spurs defeated the Lakers 4-0. Western Conference Finals, Spurs faced Portland after taking Game 1, trailed by 17 in Game 2, and then, of course, was the game-winning three-pointer from Sean Elliott, known as the Memorial Day Miracle. Spurs went on to sweep the Trailblazers in 4 games, becoming the first former ABA team to play in the finals. And in the finals, the Spurs defeated the 8th-seeded New York Knicks in 5 games. Avery Johnson hitting the title-winning shot with 47 seconds left to seal the Spurs' first title in franchise history. Tim Duncan named Finals MVP, his first of 3. Spurs, of course, would win 4 more titles: 2003, 2005, 2007. Their 5th and last to date in 2014. I'm Charlie Parker.
Thanks, Charlie. Some great memories. Law enforcement on high alert across
Same thing you said yesterday.
The U.S. Supreme Court
Yeah.
to make a ruling on abortion rights. We're covering it this morning. The most sweeping gun reform legislation passed in the Senate last night, and small San Antonio business owners who struggled through the pandemic could soon get relief from a new city program. We'll have details coming up at 8. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far west side of town, we have an accident working on Calabria at Grissom. On the west side, on Loop 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach, the frontage road is closed due to road construction. Expect delays. On the northwest side, we have an accident working on Fredericksburg Road just north of Callahan Road there at Chambers Road. And in New Braunfels, the accident we had working on I-35 northbound between Watson Lane and FM 1102 has been cleared. It's still causing about a 10-minute delay. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Integrity Roofing and Siding.
Honesty, value, and reputation. All qualities that define Integrity Roofing and Siding. I'm Ronnie Suarez, president of Integrity Roofing and Siding. We are committed to providing you with an extraordinary customer experience. So call us today at 340-ROOF or online at integritysa.com.
Sunny skies today, tomorrow, Sunday. Today and tomorrow highs forecast at 103 degrees. Sunday, 175 right now.
There you go.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour at 8:10, national correspondent Nicole Wilson joins us. A U.S. senator says that anyone who leaks information about Supreme Court decisions should serve long prison terms. She'll explain what that means coming up at 8:10. And at 8:40, the only attorney in the White House press corps, John Decker, joins us to talk about the Supreme Court and the ruling on gun rights. That's coming up at 8:40. But big happenings yesterday in Austin.
Oh, yeah.
The University of Texas landed the blue chip quarterback Arch Manning.
And people should recognize that last name, especially when it comes to quarterbacks.
And let's see, he's the nephew of one Eli and Peyton Manning. So
Yes.
that would make his grandfather Archie.
Yes, lots of quarterback in that blood. And they've been saying for years, this kid is in the class of 2023. So it's still going to take another year before he winds up on the 40 acres. But the Manning family has said of the quarterbacks, Archie and Peyton and Eli, that at his age right now, Arch Manning, named after Archie, his grandfather, is the best quarterback from pure talent among them.
Whoa.
That's a little
Whoa.
frightening.
And look, Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Clemson, and Virginia were after this guy, and Texas landed him.
It's maybe, if he lives up to expectations, it may be one of the biggest recruiting coups in Texas Longhorn history.
And it just means good things coming in 2023 in Austin for the UT Longhorns. And as a Longhorn fan, I'm excited.
You should be.
I'm very excited.
I think, again, he's the number one, not just quarterbacks, he's the number one football prospect recruit of all positions for the class of 2023. So if he lives up to expectations, you've got yourself one of the greatest quarterbacks ever.
With the name Manning, it's just I'm just happy. I'm giddy as a Longhorn fan. This means a lot. And I like it. And I like it a lot.
Some national championships could be coming.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yes.
We're still awaiting a possibility of the Supreme Court decision on the abortion ruling coming down sometime this morning. Keep it right here on News Radio 1200 WOAI, and we'll have it to you as soon as it comes out.
Hey, Chris here. Professional football is here. I'm
gonna go podcast.
I'm
a podcaster.
In the cool Freeman Coliseum this Saturday night, June 25th at 7 o'clock. Gunslingers taking on the Carolina Cobras. The Gunslinger games are loud. They're fun. Saturday is Bring the Noise night. Go early to the Coliseum. Enjoy live music before the game. First 500 people in the door get a free noisemaker, and it's so affordable. You can get a San Antonio 6-pack
Buy 3 tickets, get 3 for free. That's 6 tickets for only $60. Experience all the San Antonio Gunslingers high-flying action. Plus, with Bring the Noise Night, it's going to be a blast at the Freeman Coliseum. This Saturday night game starts at 7 o'clock. Let us pack the house and show the world we deserve professional football in San Antonio. To get your tickets for the coolest game in town, call 210-298-6900 or go to sanantoniogunslingers.com. Football in San Antonio.
Summer's here, and RV savings are through the roof. The 2022 model year-end closeout is underway at Crestview RV in Selma. Get low payments, low prices, and low rate financing on all remaining 2022s from Jacob, Montana, Open Range, Springdale, and many more. Like a new 25-foot Springdale travel trailer. Closeout price at only $27,900 or $248 a month. And a new 29-foot Shapefly travel trailer. Closeout price at $37,241 or $336 a month. Absolutely every 2022 motorhome, travel trailer, fifth wheel, and toy hauler has been marked down for this special event, so don't sit this one out. The 2022 model year-end closeout absolutely ends June 30th at Crestview RV in Selma, just a mile north of Retama Park on I-35, and open every day and online anytime at buyrv.net. Stock number 22917, MSRP 32612, stock number 22968, MSRP 42979, 10% down, 6.99% APR for 180 months plus tax title and license. All units subject to prior sale.
Hello, I'm Randy Adams, learn to buy and sell cars.com. Heard right here on News Radio 1200 WOAI. I buy the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to buy your vehicle in any way.
Brian Gann's got the headlines coming right up.
Don't leave your case to justice. Contact Thomas J. Henry today. San Antonio, Texas.
From the Connecticut Water Softener Studio, the last water softener you'll ever own. This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
A ruling today expected on abortion. Good morning, I'm Brian Gann with our top stories in traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far west side of town, we have an accident working on Culebra at Grissom. On the west side, on Loop 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach, the frontage road is closed due to road construction. Expect delays. On the northwest side, we have an accident working on Fredericksburg Road just north of Callahan Road there at Chambers Road. And in New Braunfels, the accident we had working on I-35 northbound between Watson Lane and FM 1102 has been cleared. It's still causing about a 10-minute delay. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Weather Channel forecast calling for sunny and hot today. A high around 100. Same thing goes for tomorrow and Sunday. Currently sunny and 77 degrees in News Radio 1200 WOAI. An expected ruling on abortion rights has all eyes trained on the Supreme Court today.
It also has law enforcement on high alert across the country. Fences are already up outside the High Court in advance of planned demonstrations. The Department of Homeland Security has issued warnings about the potential for violence from people on both sides of the issue. The case in question before the court is one out of Mississippi that a leaked draft opinion shows the justices ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade. That decades-old decision led to the legalization of abortion in America. I'm Mark Mayfield.
The Senate passed the most sweeping legislation last night designed to curb gun violence in decades. Peter Alexander has more from Washington.
Following a series of recent mass shootings, senators on both sides of the aisle faced growing pressure to act. The House will take up the bill this morning with a vote expected today, meaning it could go to President Biden's desk to be signed into law as soon as possible.
Last night's 65-33 vote in the Senate saw 15 Republicans, including Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, join all 50 Democrats to pass the bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn earlier said the act was more than just about guns.
The largest investment in community-based mental health care that we've ever made in American history. As well as making our schools safe.
Cornyn says the bill is the best course of action in preventing gun violence in the future.
I think we've threaded the needle in a way that protects the right of law-abiding citizens, but tries to get at the root of the problem that produced this shooting in Uvalde and has produce similar shooting elsewhere, and I think ultimately will save lives.
The bill now heads to the House for full consideration this morning. With the school year just around the corner, Uvalde officials are still without answers to some questions surrounding last month's shooting. Joy Bergen reports.
Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin expressing frustration over a lack of information from state investigators.
No, I contact them every day.
He said,
Gotcha.
since he received any updates from DPS, UCISD Superintendent Hal Harrell also said he's been left in the dark. Experts say it's hard for the district to make any meaningful safety changes without knowing exactly what happened that day. Joy Bergen at News Radio 1200 WOAI.
A book drive for the school kids of Uvalde described as a huge success. Katie Kelsey, a Uvalde mother who works for a children's publisher, started the drive the day after last month's shootings. So far, 45,000 books have been donated. The school district in Seguin now has a school safety task force in place. District officials met yesterday and created the task force, all following the shootings in Uvalde. The district says they plan to schedule more meetings and take the task force proposals and community input to the Board of Trustees for approval. Small San Antonio business owners who struggle through the pandemic could soon get some relief from a new city program. City officials have now approved the initiation of a small business recovery plan funded by just over $30 million from the American Rescue Plan.
The city will work with both Lift Fund and city partners to really go through our criteria to make sure that the right companies get access to these funds, but also it's being used in the best way possible.
Jeremy Roberts with the Small Business Administration Commission's Advisory Commission says the nonprofit Lift Fund will administer the funds under supervision from the city. Well, there's lots of talk, of course, about inflation, rising prices, possible recession. But according to many economic watchers, the state of Texas is faring better than many other states.
While nationally there's talk of a recession thanks to rising interest rates and consumer confidence slipping, Texas business leaders say our state is booming.
We have a light regulatory touch. We have a very strong infrastructure. We have more tier 1 universities than any state in the country now.
Glenn Hamer, who heads the Texas Association of Business, says he's seeing job creation across the state. More than 74,000 jobs were added last month alone. The heavy machinery company Caterpillar moved their headquarters to Dallas. Hamer expects more of that will come.
That is so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the right collage aspect ratio.
It's fucking funny, dude. I showed Brian mine and told him we were going to put him up. He goes, "Oh my God.
That's funny.
That's fucking hilarious."
That's great.
And the recent rising cost of gas is apparently taking a bite out of sale of lottery tickets in Texas.
Texas Lottery Commission Executive Director Gary Greaves says a lot of lottery tickets are sold at convenience stores that sell gas.
People pull in, they have a choice they have to make with their discretionary dollars about putting money in their tank versus purchasing other goods. So we're seeing on the scratch ticket sales in particular, just a slight downturn.
All right, hopefully Nicole has worked out all her issues.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Well, I wasn't going to do her, and then I saw the topic and went, it's relevant.
San Antonio City Council will ask for nearly $11 million from the federal.
Yeah, I really screwed up Jeremy's neck.
Oh,
But
that's good, though. Come on, the guy's too perfect.
yeah,
He's too perfect. Come on. But we did both comment on the fact that how yours is perfect and ours is not. I see where you're going there, man.
right. Well, it's hard to like
I know.
try to do the
No,
show
I'm just joking, dude.
while doing this.
Hey, it's better than what I could have probably pulled off. Just let me know when they're posted because we can send everybody to go check them out because I think they're going to get a kick out of it.
Elsewhere, as he says, there's been an unsustainable increase in migrants, quote, without a clear sponsor, a destination, or the resources to reach their destination, unquote. Aaron Blankham, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Well, the San Antonio Spurs were active in the NBA draft last night.
With the number pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Jeremy Sohan from Milton Keynes, England.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
that's probably the one I'm going to post.
When you are
As
posting
far
individual,
I will do that also, but I'm going to probably post the
I like that one.
trio first.
That's funny. That's fucking funny, dude. That is funny. did good work, man. Damn good. Damn good.
If I had more time and I wasn't
I
doing
know, and
three
I
things,
did.
I could do a lot better if I.
I should have thought about it yesterday, and I didn't. I just
Yeah.
thought about it on my drive in this morning, so I apologize.
Oh no, it's I'm just.
Will be at the Aztec Theater. He's going to be performing Saturday night. Tonight, though, Don McLean is at the Tobin Center.
Don McLean, what's he gonna do? American Pie the whole time?
Is at the Moody Amphitheater in Austin.
Okay, so
This evening,
2,
enjoy Dignity
3,
Hill Pride with local artists,
7
music,
fucking minutes.
food,
That's
drinks.
right,
It's
America.
all from 5 to 8. It's family and pet friendly. Saturday,
Okay,
VFW
now.
76, the oldest VFW post in Texas, is celebrating its 105th birthday. That's going to start at 6 p.m. Also, Robert Earl Keen performing at the Whitewater Amphitheater at 8. All you brides to be, head out to the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center for the San Antonio Bridal Extravaganza, going on Sunday from noon to 5. And don't forget to hit up our splash pads, our pools, and maybe the backyard with a sprinkler, because it's going to be hot. I'm Jenny James from Q1019 for News Radio 1200 WOAI.
All right, thanks, Jenny. Stay cool this weekend. More traffic and weather coming up next, and more San Antonio's first news straight ahead. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Carnival Health is now open in St. Cloud. We invite you for a grand opening of our Carnival Health Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio on Saturday, June 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come to our medical center and meet our providers. Enjoy complimentary activities including live music, raffles, and more at the new Carnival Health Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio. We look forward to seeing you at our full medical center on Saturday, June 25th. Call us for more information.
Oh, the Valley graduation ceremony happening.
0394. See you
Oh, it
soon.
already
We're in
happened.
the most active season of the year right now, and hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain sucks the fun right out of living.
Okay, it's almost posted on WRI's Twitter.
Okay.
Is helping people get the fun back. Advanced regenerative treatments, regenerative medicine, basically taking growth factors.
I did not know that you owned a gold lame suit, Chris.
You know, I've been saving it for a special occasion. Okay, we're celebrating the release of the Elvis movie on San Antonio's First News with Mr. T, Chris, and Jeremy Kolak in their best Elvis gear. All right, so it's currently up at 1200 WOAI's Twitter. I'll get it on the other ones eventually, but right now it's up at Twitter.
No problem.
Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. Get a free in-office consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210.
Show you what it looks like. That's the tweet.
It looks good, dude. It looks really good.
We told you he was young, Elvis.
Oh, God. Hey, look, Nicole Wilson's here, everybody.
The $15 million prize following time. Don't miss your last chance to win it this June 30th. Enter now at PCH.com. Interest through 6/28. No purchase necessary. Price paid at least $390,000 annually. Void or prohibited.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Or you asked about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation? Just reach out to your financial group. We feel that the timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900. Where being informed
I want to hear what people are thinking
is always in season.
and be able to talk about it.
News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Welcome into a finally Friday edition of San Antonio's First News. Mr. T, along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy. Jeremy, young Jeremy, is driving the pink Cadillac
Yes.
this morning. The best looking guy in radio, and he is picking the tunes for you this morning. Traffic and weather together.
far west side of town, we have an accident working on Calabria at Grissom. On the west side, on Loop 410 southbound, frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach, the frontage road is closed due to road construction. Expect delays. On the northwest side, we have an accident working on Fredericksburg Road, just north of Callahan Road, there at Chambers Road. And in New Braunfels, the accident is working on I-35 northbound between Watson Lane and FM 1102 has been cleared, still causing about a 10-minute delay. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Sunny skies today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Today and tomorrow, forecast high 103 degrees, and on Sunday, 175 degrees. Senator Bill Cassidy, a Republican out of Louisiana, says that anyone who leaks information about Supreme Court decisions should serve long prison terms. The details of that, we're talking about how much prison time.
Nicole, this is Chris. Now, Senator Bill Cassidy, not exactly a household name like Senator Mitch McConnell and other senators, like in Texas, Senators Ted Cruz and John Cornyn. How much support do we think Senator Bill Cassidy has for this idea? Mm-hmm.
Now, this came up because of the leaked draft opinion on the Roe versus Wade possibility of overturning it, which we know is going to be overturned, in the attempted assassination of one Justice Brett Kavanaugh. This is what this is for, right? This is how this all came about.
And Nicole, it occurs to me as well that while at the moment Democrats might not support this idea by Senator Bill Cassidy, so many people believe that with the midterm elections coming in November, there's a lot of expectation that Republicans will run the Senate and the House. So it seems to me that this is an idea that even if it doesn't get traction now, that when the Republicans are in power, it's something they may bring up again.
And then going back to the leaked draft on the abortion decision, we still have no idea where that came from, right? That was going to be my next question. So, Nicole, I appreciate you getting ahead of me on that one, and thank you for the visit. That's national correspondent Nicole Wilson.
Hi, it's Drew Pearson from our friends at WOAI. As a Hall of Famer, I love it when the quarterback and receiver have a great connection. You can be part of a great connection, connecting WellMed's high-quality healthcare with the highest-rated Medicare plan.
It is at 1200 WOAI on Twitter. Yes.
That's what we're going to do here real quick before we go to headline strap and what we're together.
It's already got 3 likes and 1 retweet.
It's funny, dude.
Jeremy with the retweet. Yeah.
Way to go, Jeremy. Way to go, best looking man in radio.
Woo!
Even better than that with quality sleep. I get my quality sleep with my Sleep Number 360 smart bed. I love the adjustability. I love the fact that I can control the comfort level on my side of the bed. My wife can control the comfort level on my side of the bed.
I hope he likes it.
He loves the one of me.
Yeah, all right.
Well, Chris's looks better than mine. And Jeremy's looks just as good too. So.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because every great day starts the night before. And now, don't miss Sleep Number's weekend special with the Queen C2 smart bed. Now only $899 plus special financing. The sale ends Monday, the 27th, only at Sleep Number stores like the one at Shops at Lock and Terry near Macy's crossing the Gap, Corey Village next to the Corey Golf Course, Stone Oak corner of 281 and TPC Parkway, and in Selma, I-35 across from the Forum, or at sleepnumber.com. Subject to credit approval, minimum monthly payments required. See sleepnumber.com for details.
Finding stylish.
Hey, can I get an Elvis coming back?
Is easy. You just need
He is.
our Kia.
I didn't think that would be an
2022
issue.
Kia Tellurides, 2022 Sportages, 2022 Sounds, 2022 Souls, and more are available at Kia. You'll get
For a lifetime.
for it and can get your new Kia and save. Plus, every new vehicle comes with World Car's lifetime warranty and lifetime roadside assistance. Visit any of our stores in San Antonio or New Braunfels. Kia. World Car Kia.
Hey, good Friday morning. It's Charity Party. If diamonds are on your shopping list, you're just
Never
because
on the
right now,
shopping list. Thank you.
something extraordinary is happening at San Antonio's Diamonds Direct. Right now, you can make any purchase, pay nothing down, and get zero interest financing for 5 whole years. That's right. Imagine a $10,000 designer ring or diamond bracelet for less than $170 a month, or a $6,000 designer ring, yet only $100 a month with this special offer.
She was not as bad as the last time. She was actually right on top of it.
She was better, yeah. And you gave her a little compliment saying you were ahead of me,
Well,
which
see,
is
yeah,
nice
that
of
was gonna
you.
be my next question. Was
Yeah.
going to wait to release the lecture until after they actually do anything with this? Hey, I like it.
Everyone at any price point. It is happening. Zero down, zero interest for 5 whole years on anything. You don't want to miss this limited time offer. You can finance the entire purchase price, including the tax, now through the 30th only at Diamonds Direct. Hours and a whole lot more online at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
One tap on the talkback mic inside the free iHeartRadio app could get you tickets to our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival in Vegas this September. First, download the free iHeartRadio app. Second, open the iHeartRadio Music Festival station playing the artists from this year's iconic lineup. Third, tap the talkback mic and send us a message for who you're excited to see take the stage this year.
At Benatar and Neil Giraldo.
You'll be entered to win tickets for both nights of our world-famous iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Rising gas prices, inflation panic, and a seemingly disconnected White House. The buck stops with me. We're here to keep you connected 24/7. News Radio 1200, WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together on this finally Friday edition of San Antonio's First News. Chris, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
My cape is stuck in my chair.
Oh, let me get that. Here you go. There you go.
To celebrate the Elvis movie's opening tonight, if you go to WOAI's Twitter feed right now, 1200 WOAI on the Twitter machine, you can see a picture of Chris in his gold lame
Yes.
suit in honor of Elvis's movie being released today. And of course, young Jeremy, the best looking man in radio, in the black leather, and I am donning the white jumpsuit.
You are looking outstanding in that white jumpsuit, sir. And of course, Jeremy in the leather, in the 68 comeback special leather of Elvis.
And he actually pulls that off.
He does.
Now, we did not include Brian Gann in this because we just decided to do this last night. And I didn't know whether you had a jumpsuit. Yeah, well, I didn't know if you had a jumpsuit, and I only had the one, and I didn't know if Jeremy wanted to let you use one of his. Yeah, because you know how those things get all sweaty and everything. But the cape keeps getting stuck on my chair, man. I'm gonna have to remove the cape. Is what it is.
Now, Brian, if you were going to wear an Elvis wardrobe choice, would it be the leather from the '68 comeback special, the gold lame, suit from 100,000, a million Elvis fans can't be wrong? He did wear an all white suit at one point during the '68 comeback, or would you go jumpsuit and a cape? Nice, I like it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we learned a little bit
yeah.
about just now.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it out loud, but that's what I was thinking, Brian. All right, coming up at 8:40, the Supreme Court made a major ruling related to gun rights. White House correspondent and the only attorney in the White House press corps, John Gann, joins us coming up at 8:40. But Brian, what else is going on? That was fucking funny. All right, we're gonna do the flamingo test. Have you done it yet?
I have not done it.
Well, you might want to do it because if you can't, you're gonna die in 7
Well,
years.
that sucks.
Also, we're getting reaction to last night's NBA draft. We'll hear from the Spurs top pick coming up at 8:30. Now
You
traffic and
forgot his
weather
name.
together.
Jeremy, dude.
WOAI Traffic Center.
On our west side of town, the accident we were working at the intersection of Cobra and Grissom has been cleared. On the west side of town,
John Williams wants to know what's on your T-shirt. Metallica, John Williams. Come on, man.
between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach, the frontage road is closed. Follow the detour signs. And on the northwest side,
In honor of Elvis,
Yes.
I wore my Metallica shirt. Because without Elvis, there would be no Metallica.
Sponsored by Thomas J. Henry.
True.
Is available 24/7.
Thomas J. Henry has been featured in Forbes magazine, Fortune magazine, and Bloomberg Business Week for securing record-breaking results for clients injured in accidents. For more info or to start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com. San Antonio, Texas.
Lots of sunshine today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. Today and tomorrow, forecast highs 103 degrees, and on Sunday, highs 78 right now.
Retire in 5 years or less. Find out at limitedapplication.com.
Oh, the 23rd anniversary of the Spurs' first championship in 1999. Details from Charlie Parker can deliver. Coming right up. Yesterday, the FDA ordered Juul to take its e-cigarettes and other products off the market in the United States. If you're a Juul fan, sorry, they're leaving.
What if you like Jewel's music? Do you have to quit listening to Jewel singing, songwriting, the artist named Jewel?
I'm going to have to say yes.
Okay, yeah. So
Sorry.
no vaping, no more listening to Jewel, people. Get rid of all your old CDs.
Yes, please. What's the CD?
I don't know. The kids, I have to tell the kids what they used to.
And have you tried, because I did it this morning and you saw me do it,
I did.
the flamingo test. If you've not heard about this, it's from a study of the British Journal of Sports Medicine. And what it is you need to stand on one leg like a flamingo with your arms down to your side and your head straight out. And if you could do it for 10 seconds, you're good. If you can't, there's a possibility you'll be dying within 7 years. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
See, and that's why I don't want to do it, because what if I fail the flamingo test? I don't want to start my weekend knowing that I'm going to be dead in less than 7 years.
Well, spend that time taking advantage of that next 7 years. So once again, you stand on one leg, keeping your arms at your side and your head straight together for 10, or your head straight out for 10 seconds. And if you can do that, hey, you don't have to worry about the next 7 years.
I don't need to see the future, Mr. T. I don't want to know. If I'm on my way out, I don't want anybody to tell me until that day comes.
Well, I had this all week and I was afraid to do it. So I decided to finally do it while I had a witness in case I fell down.
I was here. You did it and you passed the flamingo test.
Because I figured if I fall down, you were here to pick me up.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I waited till it was ready. I didn't want to do it in front of my wife because I fall in front of my wife all the time and she hates it.
Well, I am your cape wrangler for your Elvis jumpsuit.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Coming up, your Sean Hannity Morning Minute before we turn things over to Glenn Beck at 9 o'clock, and that's brought to you by Insperity. And right before that, your weekend earworm.
All right.
I still haven't finished this editing yet.
Oh, that's fucking fun.
Get it done.
That's fun, man.
Antonio Daniels, Tim Duncan, Mario Ellie, Sean Elliott, Jaron Jackson, Avery Johnson, Steve Kerr, Jerome Kersey, Gerard King, Will Perdue, David Robinson, and Malik Rose made up the Spurs roster. Now, the 98-99 season was a lockout year by the league. Did not begin until February 5th of 1999, and only 50 games were played in the regular season. During the offseason, the Spurs acquired AD from the Vancouver Grizzlies, signed free agents Mario Elie, Steve Kerr, and Jerome Kersey. Spurs posted a 6-8 record in February. In March and April, 31 of their final 36 games they won, on their way to a league best 37-13. In the Western Conference first round of the playoffs, Spurs defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 3-1. Western semi, Spurs defeated the Lakers 4-0. Western Conference Finals, Spurs faced Portland after taking Game 1, trailed by 17 in Game 2, and that, of course, was the game-winning three-pointer from Sean Elliott, known as the Memorial Day Miracle. Spurs went on to sweep the Trailblazers in 4 games, becoming the first former ABA team to play in the finals. And in the finals, the Spurs defeated the 8th-seeded New York Knicks in 5 games. Avery Johnson hitting the title-winning shot with 47 seconds left to seal the Spurs' first title in franchise history. Tim Duncan named Finals MVP, his first of 3. Spurs, of course, would win 4 more titles, 2003, 2005, 2007. Their 5th and last to date in 2014. I'm Charlie Parker.
This is San Antonio FC Insider, brought to you by Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
It'll be a showdown of the top 2 sides for the first half of the USL Championship season when San Antonio FC plays away this evening at Colorado Springs Switchbacks. SAFC enters Week 16 sitting on 31 points, 2 points behind Switchbacks for the top of the table in the Western Conference. San Antonio has 5 wins, 4 draws, and 3 defeats in 12 all-time meetings. There's just 1 win in 6 previous visits to Colorado Springs, a 3-2 victory July 17th of last year. Kickoff tonight is at 8. You can watch on ESPN+.
Are you feeling lucky? Well, you should be. With over 3,300 slot machines, fantastic dining options, top payouts, and Players Club VIP offers when you sign up. You can't help but feel lucky. Sign up now to enroll in our Players Club for special offers. And the best part, stay the night in our hotel and experience the best Southwest barbecue in Texas at the Red Sky Grill. Wake up and do it all over again. The Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, where winners stay and play.
Hey, it's Chris, and if you know me, you know I love football, and we don't have to wait for the fall for football. We've got professional arena football right now in San Antonio at Freeman Coliseum. It's the San Antonio Gunslingers this Saturday night, June 25th. They're taking on the Carolina Cobras. Gunslingers are on a 2-game win streak. Get in there. 7 o'clock Saturday night in the cool Freeman Coliseum. It is Bring the Noise night, and the Gunslingers have a great deal. It is affordable family fun. This Saturday night, get a San Antonio 6-pack. Buy 3 tickets, get 3 for free. That's 6 tickets for only $60. And the first 500 people in the door get a free noisemaker. This is great family fun, and this is great football fun. The San Antonio Gunslingers. To get your tickets to the coolest game in town, call 210-298-6900 or go to sanantoniogunslingers.com. Football, baby.
Inflation. Gas prices. Now it's time to take an inflation vacation. We have up to 9 chances a day every weekday to win $1,000 to help you cover your increased expenses. Be listening at 30 past the hour from 9 to 5 for your chance to win on News Radio 1200 WOAI, presented by Kettle.
License 363-080, M18580.
When we hook up Digital Duncan, playtime is over. Digital Duncan doesn't guess. Digital Duncan knows what's wrong. When your AC breaks down, call Gettle. GOETTL. We'll keep you cool, but it's hard to spell.
Nobody would be okay with the government withdrawing money from their bank account without permission. In fact, such a situation would cause nationwide riots. So why aren't more people as furious about our 40-year high inflation? Hi, this is Dr. Ron Paul, and I want to remind you that inflation is nothing more than a wicked form of theft, but there is a way to fight it. My friends at Birch Gold Group can help you diversify your 401k or IRA out of paper assets and into physical gold. And the best part is you will pay no fees or taxes on the transfer. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word secure to 989898. There's no obligation and nothing to buy. Again, text secure to 989898.
Texting enrolls for automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
If you were hurt in a crash, it's important to act fast. Instead of haggling with insurance, just call Thomas J. Henry. Remember, the call is free and you don't pay us any fees unless we win your case. Contact Thomas J. Henry today, San Antonio, Texas.
Don't let a slick Willie or some Johnny come lately throw you a fast one. Go with a trusted pro you can count on. Your independent American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning dealer is trained to be the best. Quality service.
Go with the pros at Aramindia, the same company South Texans have trusted for over 30 years. American Standard. Comfort the way you like it, comfort you can afford.
ARAMENDIA.
License number TXCLA 447668.
The most exciting jewelry buying opportunity is happening right now at Diamonds Direct. Pick any jewelry piece, pay nothing down, and get 5 years, 0 interest financing. Imagine that $4,000 eternity band for only $67 a month, or that $8,000 engagement ring for just $135 a month. You can finance 100% of the purchase price, even the tax. Don't miss this limited time opportunity for the lowest payments ever on fine jewelry. But hurry, this offer ends June 30th. Details, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Approved credit.
Candle Health is now open in St. Cloud. We invite you for a grand opening of our Candle Health Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio on Saturday, June 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come to our medical center and meet our providers. Enjoy complimentary activities including live music, raffles, and more at the new Candle Health Center at 122 St. Cloud Road in San Antonio. We look forward to seeing you at our full medical center on Saturday, June 25th. Call us for more information at 210-460-0394. See you soon.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The Supreme Court could rule today on abortion. Good morning, I'm Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, on Loop 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach, the frontage road is closed due to road construction. Expect delays. On the west side on Marbach Road at Loop 410, we're getting reports of an accident. On the southeast side, we have an accident reported on South Cross Boulevard at Pecan Grove Drive. That's between Pecan Valley and WW White Road, so expect delays there. And on the east side, we have a grass fire reported on Pecan Valley Drive at Roland Avenue. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Northern Tool and Equipment. Power buys are back at Northern Tool and Equipment for a limited time. Save $50 on a clutch welding table with toolkit, or 50% on an Ironton 7-inch car polishing kit. Now only $59.99. Shop in store or online at northerntool.com.
Your Weather Channel forecast: sunny and hot today, high of 100. It is 79 now at News Radio 1200 WOAI. The highly anticipated Supreme Court ruling on abortion rights is leading to beefed up security this morning. Fences are already up outside the court in advance of planned demonstrations. The Department of Homeland Security issuing warnings about the potential for violence as the decision could come down any time on Roe v. Wade. Supreme Court set to begin to announce its decisions this morning at about 9 o'clock our time. We'll, of course, have full coverage throughout the day. U.S. Senate advancing bipartisan gun safety legislation last night.
The bill passed by a vote of 65 to 33, which puts it on its way now to the House. All 50 Democratic members voted to pass it, along with 15 Republicans. The bill includes increased background check measures and more funding for mental health, school safety, and crisis intervention programs. It marks the most significant new gun violence legislation from the federal government in nearly 3 decades. Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said previously that she will swiftly bring it to the floor so that we can send it to President Biden's desk. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Postponed over tragedy, graduation ceremonies are planned for today in Uvalde for high school seniors.
1 month after a gunman killed 19 students and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary School and injured over a dozen others, in Uvalde High School holds its graduation ceremony today. That this year will be optional, according to the Uvalde School District, that says students and parents are understandably cautious. as the school works with both local and state law enforcement with increased police presence at the ceremony at Uvalde's Honey Bowl Stadium. It's about 2 miles away from the elementary school that will never open its doors again.
Jeff Manasso reporting. A book drive for the school kids in Uvalde is described as a huge success. Katie Kelsey, a Uvalde mother who works for a children's publisher, started the drive the day after last month's shooting. So far, 45,000 books have been donated. San Antonio City Council will ask for nearly $11 million from the federal government for an undocumented migrant processing center.
Yesterday, the council approved requesting $10.8 million from FEMA's Emergency Food and Shelter Program to go towards the city's migrant processing center that opens next month. Assistant City Manager Lori Houston said,
Eric Lycum reporting. Small San Antonio business owners who struggled through the pandemic could soon get relief from a new city program. City officials have now approved the initiation of small business recovery plans funded by just over $30 million from the American Rescue Plan.
The city will work with both Lift Fund and city partners to really go through our criteria to make sure that the right companies get access to these funds, but also it's being used in the best way possible.
Jeremy Roberts with the Small Business Advisory Commission says the nonprofit Lift Fund will administer the funds under supervision from the city. Interest rates are rising and consumer confidence slipping, and some are talking about a recession. Here in Texas, economic watchers say this state is doing better than many others.
Texas is the center of the world when it comes to a healthy free market economy.
Glenn Haber, who heads the Texas Association of Business, says he's seeing job creation across the state. More than 74,000 jobs were added last month alone. Tesla is hitting some financial trouble, though. Here's Joy Bergen.
In an interview with Tesla owners in Silicon Valley, CEO Elon Musk described his new Tesla Gigafactory in Austin as a giant money furnace.
It should be like a giant roaring sound, which is the sound of money.
Chris Duel, everyone.
Yes.
All rise.
That's what.
All rise.
Oh, she got you on good.
Oh, that was so cool. Thank you for that.
As soon as I saw her, I was like, why am I looking for great? Oh, Becky.
I appreciate it.
God knows when I see her again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. T got me this very, very cool
Very nice, man. It's a nice shirt, too.
Uvalde Strong t-shirt. That's a great shirt. Yeah.
And it's a good, feeling shirt.
It is. Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah. And just in time for the Elvis movie, Krispy Kreme is now serving ice cream. You can get donuts and ice cream.
Very nice.
And in San Antonio, they only do it in certain cities. And in San Antonio, I-20 Days of Bottle location does have it. So,
Just go there on the way to the movie or on the way out.
on the way out, yeah. Let's sneak some into the movie.
Okay.
All right. You've got that 48. All right.
Yes.
That is good. And you leather together. It's coming out for your weekend here.
Okay.
Whatever you like to do.
Gold is up a couple of bucks at $18.24 an ounce. Right now, the Dow is up 279 points. Live with the Bloomberg Business Report, I'm Ed Corey on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Thank you, Ed. No matter where
Thank
you
you.
are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Gann, News Radio 1200 WOAI. Now let's check traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, on the southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach. The frontage road is
Lakeside Park.
construction expected 180. On the west side of Marbach Road at Loop 410, we're getting reports of an accident. On the southeast side, we have an accident.
Christopher, we brought that up with him yesterday. He says, since Boss Brian is with you this week, can you please convince him for the video upgrade? Yeah, he emailed the engineers and hopefully,
And they ignored it, so
yeah.
Christmas.
Welcome to the continental USA, Robert Browning.
Oh, he's back in the
He's
USA.
in California now at Travis Air Force Base.
I'm telling you, Demo already got those for the pictures.
Nice.
Good morning and happy Friday.
Good morning and happy Friday. Yippee!
70s for the today. Lots of sunshine and very hot. Forecast high of 103 degrees. The record for the day is currently 102 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jeanette Caille. News 4 San Antonio.
This report is sponsored by Will Fix It, your home comfort experts in cooling, heating, and plumbing.
Will Fix It. AC, heating, electrical, plumbing, drain cleaning, and more. The trusted pros at Will Fix It will not only
All right,
make it work,
John.
they'll make it right.
Anytime now.
Visit WillFixIt.com today.
You're late. San Antonio Spurs News Friday edition. Mr. T, along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann in for Charity McCurdy. And we're joined by White House correspondent John Decker, the only attorney in the White House press corps. John, the Supreme Court has made that legal ruling related to gun rights. Is he there now? Sorry about that. John, will it pass the House?
And of course, John, Second Amendment people are always concerned that, any kind of gun legislation might be a slippery slope and lead to more down the line. What are the concerns of gun advocates about what the Senate just decided to do?
Now, the question on the red flag laws would be the due process or just the fact that it exists? Right.
And would that, John, also apply to the part of this legislation that would block gun sales to people convicted of domestic abuse within the last 5 years? It seems to me that when you come out advocating for convictees of domestic abuse, that doesn't sound like a popular position. Mm.
As always, John, appreciate your insight and appreciate the results. White House correspondent John Decker.
Jury's guns.
Perfect.
Right, yeah.
I would have moved it for that.
Yeah.
That's all right. Hey, well, let's talk about aborted babies then. Come on.
Jesus. Okay. So I'm after trap. Oh, this is
No,
me.
this is you.
And throwing to Brian.
Yeah, you got 48, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is yours. We got a couple minutes we can play with here.
Okay.
So
what? All right. So when do you want me to do the toss to Brian? At 50?
51.
Okay.
Because we're not doing much up into the weekend deal.
Taxes. Now the challenge is getting your hands on it. Carrie Lockheed for GetRefunds.com. Their tax attorneys are specialists in this little-known payroll tax refund program.
Okay.
They're going to do all the work
And
with
it's all
no
about you and
charge
Elvis
upfront,
right here,
and
baby.
they simply share a percentage of the cash
Suspicious
for
Minds.
you. Businesses of all
Your
times
song,
can
isn't it?
qualify, including those.
Mine was Suspicious Minds, but we're going with Heartbreak Hotel. Right? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, I flipped his bumpers this morning to move the Suspicious Minds up since we're doing Heartbreak
Okay.
Hotel, so it's all you, baby.
Okay. Thank you.
Go to GetRefunds.com, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. Don't miss out. Go to GetRefunds.com. No risk, high reward. GetRefunds.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. Where we live, there's several types of termites.
Man, what are these guys doing back on TV?
I don't know.
Subterranean termites invade from colonies below the ground, while drywood termites fly in and infest exposed.
You remember when that was the big thing?
It was huge. Yeah.
Dynasty, yeah. I actually watched a few of them. It's funny.
Yeah.
But it got old.
Yeah. I imagine it's the same shtick.
Yeah, real fast it
Yeah.
got old. Like I said, I watched a few episodes. Oh, it's pretty funny. And then I watched a couple more and said, no, it's the same shit. I just watched that. Why do I have to see it again? So what do you think? How'd today go?
Good.
The Elvis shit. You rock.
Yeah. And again, though, I wish I had more time to work on
I'm
it.
sorry, that's my fault.
Oh, no. I know. I
I
meant because first it was the planets. Then I had these actually 5 spots.
I know, but
So
I'll try to remember to think
yeah.
about stuff ahead of time like that. But I just, was driving.
But yeah, we should always, if we can.
I was driving in this morning going, what would be funny? I wish I knew how to do
Yeah.
that. It would be great.
You know you're well when you're regularly active. What happens when being active
I'm sorry, they're funny as hell.
This is the position I found myself in a number of years ago. Everything I wanted to do in my daily life, all of the activity it called for, was held captive
Yeah,
to
good
almost
vibe.
constant nagging pain. When I heard about Relief Factor, I was skeptical, but my wife said, give it a chance. Not long after I took it, I could feel the pain begin to melt away, and I've been taking it ever since. And I can tell you that Relief Factor has helped me get my life back. I love that it's not a drug, but it was developed by doctors, and about 70% of the people who try it go on to order more. Your first step to becoming pain-free just might be ordering a 3-week quick start for only $19.95. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF, or ReliefFactor.com. Find out all about this offer and feel the difference.
Attention Marines, if you were stationed at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to
It's
1987, you may have drunk toxic water and be eligible for compensation under Congress's Camp Lejeune Justice Act. If you or your family members, including your children, develop cancer, leukemia, Parkinson's, miscarriages, infertility, or other illnesses, call immediately for a free consultation.
Yeah, Robert, that must be weird, man. Robert's not used to listening to us in the morning because he was in Japan. He listened to us at night. Yeah.
Stand by, Chris.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. The King, the Elvis movie drops today, and it's getting rave reviews. This is San Antonio's First News. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, Brian Gann, in for Charity McCurdy in the 24-hour news center, and our very own young Elvis, Jeremy Kolak, spinning the tunes, making them go. We are just ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather, and coming up your weekend earworm. This song, T, Suspicious Minds, Music and Elvis experts say it might be the best produced
Oh, I think so.
Elvis song as far as being in the studio.
Oh, I think so. It's one of my favorites.
It's a huge hit.
Yeah, it's a huge hit. It's one of my favorites. I find myself now, I just heard that little snippet. I'll be singing it on the way home.
But it is not the earworm.
What?
It's not. I mean, it was being considered
Yes.
for our weekend earworm.
Yes, I remember in the committee meeting that there was got kind of heated.
It a little heated, but when it comes to Elvis, now you're not going to see the Elvis movie
Not
this weekend.
No, I'm heading to Port Aransas.
Okay. I am iffy, but we know Jeremy is, and we expect a full report. Jeremy's going to see the 6:00 feature tonight, and we expect a full report from Jeremy on Monday morning.
Yes, we want a review Monday morning from Jeremy, the best looking man on radio.
Speaking of full reports, how about a full report on the news with the one and only Mr. Brian Gann? Woo!
That was good. All right, so it's on Twitter right now. They can go to Twitter and
At
see it.
1200 WOAI. Yeah.
WOAI.
And it'll appear
Actually,
elsewhere.
I'm just going to ask you, where can they go see that?
Okay.
Maybe you can mention it
I'll say it's on Twitter, and I'll get it up
Okay, and then
on the blog. And
we're going to talk about the Krispy Kreme ice cream because it is available here in San Antonio.
Woo!
So when you're heading to the movie, come get a dozen donuts and some ice cream.
On the west side of town on Route 410 southbound frontage road between Lakeside Parkway and Marbach, the frontage road is closed through road construction. Expect delays. On the east down the Grass Friday, working on Pecan Valley Drive as well.
And I will walk you up to the earworm, okay?
Gotcha.
See any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number's 210-785-2601. And Sean and Nancy, Radio 100 WOAI.
Sponsored by In-N-Out Burger.
At In-N-Out, our hamburgers are made with the highest quality ingredients, made fresh and by hand, made with a smile, and made to order just for you.
How about plenty of sunshine today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. Forecast high today and tomorrow, 103 degrees. And on Sunday, 100. We're at 78 degrees. Thanks for having us along with you on this finally Friday edition of San Antonio's First News. Mr. T, along with Chris Duel, Brian Gann, did a great job in for Charity McCurdy all week. And Jeremy, our technical director, is driving the pink Cadillac today. And if you're headed to go see the Elvis movie today, might I suggest stop by Krispy Kreme.
Oh, yeah.
Because Krispy Kreme is now launching a soft serve ice cream at certain locations. And yes, one of them is right here in San Antonio, the I-10 and De Zavala location. You can stop in. They're going to have ice cream shakes, cones, cups, and almost all of the shakes have actually donuts in them.
Ooh.
So I think that would go perfectly with an Elvis movie.
When I think of donuts or shakes, I ask myself, what would Elvis do? And
WWED?
yeah, what would Elvis do? And on the way to the movie, Elvis would probably pull into Krispy Kreme, I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. Or he'd have them delivered right to the theater.
Oh, yeah.
He's Elvis.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Since it is the opening of the Elvis movie today, it's already in the theaters right now. For your weekend earworm, we thought we had to go with the King. And this is one of my favorites, as well as I'm sure you like the song a lot.
I do.
Enjoy the movie if you're going this weekend. If not, just enjoy this.
Oh, great choice.
The end of Lonely Street, it's heartbreak. Oh, I forgot to mention where they could go see the picture. Fuck. Wait, stop it. No. Let's start over.
They'll see them. They'll go viral. It'll be a phenomenon.
It's never actually gone viral, Chris. So
we're gonna have to work on that.
I've had virals, but never gone viral. You baby, so lovely, baby. All right, we'll do this again on Monday.
Why the hell not?
You know what? I don't think you should come in on Tuesday.
Okay, if you don't want me to. If you
I'm just saying, I need a break.
Yeah, I'll stay home on Tuesday.
I need a break, Chris. Come on.
I'm with you. All right, y'all. Robert Browning, welcome back to the United States of America. For those of you who don't know Robert, he's been serving in Japan for a number of years. I think 3 years in Japan, if I got that right. So have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday. See the Elvis movie if you can. Adios, amigos.